Is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. It is Morning Huddle. Oh, that's why.
God, what did I tell you? Minix. I got Minix.
Hey, is this work? It is. We have pulled off something
Dude.
I didn't think was possible, AJ. Give
These
us something
guys-
hard to do.
These guys jacked up the whole studio yesterday and then didn't put it back in order. It's left in disrepair.
But we are professional radio types. We
I'm
can
not.
adapt and overcome.
There's extra chairs.
I am
the
totally-
microphones are shifted around. So I grabbed a microphone that wasn't even a real microphone.
Your glass is half empty. Mine is half full. We shouldn't even be on any kind of podcast right now, given the situation, the state we found our broadcast studio.
I mean, it's absurd at this point.
But look,
Why
we're
they
live.
keep Minix around is beyond me.
Well, it's the expertise and the money.
Oh, it must be that.
He's been here a minute.
Well, howdy, everybody. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1. I'm AJ Hoffman. He is Robert Thompson, and we are happy to be here on a Thursday, or as Rob calls it,
Small Friday.
that's right, Bubba. Always a good time on a Thursday. And Rob,
Forgive me, I'm in the middle of an IQ test of a
that's all right.
board I'm on. But I'm
You were
listening.
never expected to pass that.
I'm paying close attention.
The good thing about when you sleep poorly is it's going to be a good nap that day.
Oh yeah. So I've noticed lately, my compadre, cohort, friend, that it's been difficult the last several days.
I don't know what's going on.
No, it's the threes principle. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months.
Are we at 3 months now?
Well, see, you're not there yet. You had a hiccup of a getaway for last week.
Yeah.
So you went back, you lost a month. And this is for anybody, and most everybody listening right now is on the same schedule we are, I would assume. And it takes 3 consistent months before you even begin to feel comfortable.
I think most people who are listening are not on the same schedule as us.
You think they're just now getting up? You don't think they're already at work?
I think they wake up at 5:30 or 5 and head into work.
Well, I know Daniel. I met Daniel. He's he drives a truck, a garbage truck.
Oh, okay.
And we got the gig workers, and I tell you, cement truckers and garbage truck drivers, honk one time for us. We know you're out there. They're up with us. They're up before us, brother.
Well, I know the construction guys are up before us because they're making all the racket by my house.
Well, the garbage trucks, man, they got the job to do. God bless them. And the cement trucks are already lined up. They're pouring slabs as we speak.
Yeah. Listen, I know we don't have the toughest job in the world. That's for sure.
Far from it.
But we do not have the easiest sleep schedule to manage in the world either.
That's why we all look so good. It's the vast amounts of sleep.
That must be what it is. We're so well rested. Yeah. Now, yesterday we had a discussion about pie.
Yes, we did. And I was wrong.
Oh.
So let's set the stage here. I don't want to go too far.
If you didn't hear yesterday's program, Rob is a fan of key lime pie.
But
Rob's
not as much as my wife.
Rob's wife is like the #1 fan of key lime pie.
And your mother makes a fine key lime pie.
Yes, she does. So I brought some back after I visited my mom this last weekend. And on Tuesday, I brought a couple pieces of pie for Rob and Kelly. And Rob put them in the freezer and took them home. And then he took his nap. And then he was going to save his pie for later. His wife ate hers
for dessert. I was like, I don't want it now. I'm going to wait. And I didn't eat it that night.
You said, I'm going to wait. You were going to have breakfast
and I
pie.
Thought, well, I'll just eat it in the morning because I love key lime pie at 1 degree above frozen.
Okay.
Just 1 minute degree.
I bet you like the Sara Lee, like from the freezer aisle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So my plan was to wake up and have a delicious key lime pie yesterday. And I opened the fridge, no key lime pie to be found. I turned and I looked in the dishwasher, and there was a pie plate and a fork. Not what my wife had eaten her pie off of. I knew what she had eaten the pie off earlier because I gave it to her. It was on a paper plate.
Okay.
This was a pie plate and a fork, something my wife would get for herself, not what I would get for her. It wasn't in the sink. It was in the dishwasher. I had two suspects, and my sharp detective mind deducted that my son would not put anything in the dishwasher, never has, unless under direct order. So it was my wife ate my pie. Came to work yesterday, told AJ, well, didn't get any pie. My wife ate one a piece early and a piece late, and I didn't get any. That's where we left it. So, get home yesterday.
And it's not unreasonable because she loves key lime
No,
pie.
I wasn't even really that mad at her. But AJ had asked, what'd you think? And I was like, well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't have any. And I told him the story. So that was, I wasn't mad, but, it was my pie. What time is it? It's early. So this is in the backdrop of my wife is asking me to do something this weekend that, dang it, I don't want to do. I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to get into what it is.
I wasn't going to bring all this up.
But I got to give some background to where we sit right now. Because I don't want to do this.
This is so great.
So AJ and I about 9:45 we saw a preview to a new movie that's coming out. The Nick Cage horror movie.
Yeah.
And he said, let's go to the movie today. And I said, no, let's not go. Let's go tomorrow. But my wife wants me to go do something, and I'm going to have to get out of it. And we kind of left it at that. So he didn't go to the movie yesterday. And I'm driving home. And as I arrive, AJ had called me in the car, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him because I was talking to my brother I couldn't get off the phone with. So I called AJ as soon as I stopped, and I'm talking to AJ as I open the front door and arrive home. And AJ goes, hey, man, I got it out. And he describes the plan for me not to have to go and do what I want to do as my wife's standing in front of me.
Right. You're not on speakerphone.
No. I'm just talking, and I'm acting like I'm talking to my suit.
Yeah, he's talking to me a lot different than he would normally.
And I'm like, I'm so glad you called. This sounds like a pretty good offer. Let me talk to my wife, and I'll get back to you. And my wife at that moment went, this is a setup. I could just see in her eyes.
Oh,
and
she didn't
goes,
say that out loud, though, right?
No, she just goes, what was that for? And I go, oh, there's an opportunity for me to do something on Saturday. And she looked at me crossways like, yeah, I knew it. But she didn't say it out loud. But from that moment, for the rest of the day, I'm in kind of trouble because she knows I'm trying to weasel out of something that I said I would do.
So you haven't even committed to weaseling out yet.
No, but
you're in the doghouse just for even considering it.
She's getting the sense. She's like, well, what time do you want to leave on Friday? And I don't answer.
It's all up in the air, honey.
It's all, I said at one point a couple of weeks ago that I'll go. But that was weeks ahead. I could get out of it before then.
Right.
And okay, so AJ calls. I spend all day long, and my wife is watching me, just waiting for me to bring up the fact, like, well, maybe I shouldn't go this weekend. And she's just waiting. I could tell. She wants me to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring it up. I know I've got 48 hours.
Yep.
So I got all day yesterday.
You're waiting until it cools down a little bit.
Yeah. And I've got all day today.
And listen, you also know she's leaving tomorrow. If you piss her off, the best time to piss your wife off is right before she leaves for the weekend.
Zooms out. So I still have until about 10:05 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to play the hand of cards that I've been dealt. And I've been married for a long time, my brother. I've been through the wars. I know how to do this. So I'm waiting to pick my time. So it's getting ready for bed, and we're getting late, and I'm starting to move around. And I just happened to mention to my wife that I didn't get any pie. You ate my pie. And I just brought it up inside and like, you ate my pie. Was it good? She's like, I didn't eat your damn pie. And I was like, well, She was like, I didn't eat. And out of the background, my son is kind of around the corner of the kitchen, and my son goes, well, I didn't eat it. And at this point, I was like, well, somebody ate it, and I think it was you. And I give the whole thing that I just told AJ. The sink was in the dish. It was a good dish, and it was in the dishwasher, and it had been rinsed, and there's no way that idiot around the corner did that.
Uh-huh.
And my wife stands up, marches into the kitchen, comes back with that piece of pie in Tupperware, and throws it at me. Like, boom, here you are, you effer.
Oh.
And that's where we sit.
After a firm accusation.
After a pretty firm accusation that somebody in this house ate the pie.
What was
And it was,
your,
by the way, pretty good pie, by the way.
How did you feel? How did you feel the moment you saw that pie?
I was pretty embarrassed, I'll be honest, because I went through that fridge, man, because I was mad searching. Yesterday morning when I was looking for the pie, I saw, and I'm digging through the fridge, getting under the behind stuff. And I did not see it.
Dude, the funniest part to me is that she threw the pie at you. Well, I knew you were going to start eating it while she was standing there seething at you.
Here's what, honestly, all I was thinking about, I wasn't planning on eating any of it, but I knew the pie, I'd added some extra whipped cream.
Uh-huh.
And I was curious when she threw it at me, was there extra whipped cream on that? And if there was, what kind of mess was made inside this? So I opened it up. It's a bit of a mess, but I had to, taste it. So I stuck my finger in. And by that time,
while she's staring at you,
she was glaring. But by that time, she had marched off, and I quite frankly haven't talked to her since.
Oh boy, that is a great story,
dude.
The fact that you were like, I know you ate my pie. It's no big deal.
Seriously, just fess up.
I know you did it.
And if my idiot son would have been around the corner, I probably would have I would have again read the room and backed off. I would have oh, you're right. Because I've got another motive. I don't give a damn about the pie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of this weekend. I would have begged for forgiveness over the pie. Like, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. In fact, let me go get you a whole key lime pie now. I would have done that.
I think now this is me playing psychologist. I think you only brought up the pie because you were hoping that she did eat it and you were trying to make her feel bad about something to get yourself some positive
great minds.
Points.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I wanted to go, but it's no big deal. But by the way, about tomorrow, she'd have fessed up to the pie. I did eat it. It's so good. That's no big deal. But by the way, I've been meaning to bring up, I got this thing.
Yeah, sorry.
But I didn't get, everything has gone south.
Reversed.
So if I was a betting man, and I am, and I'm a pretty bad bettor, I'd bet a lot of money on the fact that I'm going to be sitting in North Dallas on Saturday afternoon. But I still I've got 27 hours.
Okay.
To weasel my way out of a promised thing.
Now, the thing that we got invited to on Sunday.
I wish it was Saturday. Maybe I changed the email. Can I go
just copy and paste?
I'm in 5th grade and change the grade?
Dude, copy and paste, print it out, and then carry it home and leave it sitting on the countertop.
If I bring home a piece of printed out paper, you think my wife wouldn't see right through that, man?
God, that's some stuff I would have tried.
No, dude, no. Oh, I happened to look how it fell out of my pocket.
It's like in crayon, Saturday instead of Sunday.
Signed, Rob's boss. You must attend this function. Signed, Rob's boss. In crayon. I don't know, honey. I got this yesterday. I'm gonna have to stay home. I can't. I have to go to work. So I'm gonna have to play my chips very carefully. This is gonna be a very delicate maneuver over the next.
So when would you be returning from this?
Well, I could probably make it to where I will be available for the Sunday thing no matter what.
Okay.
I'll get out of whatever we're hanging around there.
Yeah,
but I'm just trying not to go.
Yeah.
To something that I've actually committed to.
I felt bad because I thought that I was like, I was like, man, look, I've got it. I'm going to help Rob out here.
You did have it. I wouldn't have thought of that. But it was just, I shouldn't have been talking to you when I ran into her. I should have laid, see, you fail to plan, and that's planning to fail.
Yep.
And I hadn't planned. So I stumbled into a mistake that I could have avoided by just talking to you in the car, going, you're right. Instead of walking in and it could have been nobody on the phone. I could have just been like, hey, hold on. Nobody there. And I think she felt like there's nobody there. You're just playing me.
You know what's funny? 9 times out of 10, I would have texted you, but
you had called.
Let me tell you my thought process. And this is even worse.
This is 2 idiots together creating more of an idiot. Yes.
My thought process was you leave your phone laying around all the time. And if I texted you and it said, hey, I've got a way for you to get out of this thing on Saturday.
Show up. I make sure you can't see my.
Okay. See, I was thinking.
No, I've run into that before.
I was playing chess when we were playing checkers.
Yeah. No, I'm. This is indeed my second rodeo.
I was moving my rook while you were just.
No, but this is, you got to crack the code here. Okay. And it's not because I'm afraid of my wife seeing any texts. It's just that I don't know how to turn off the fact that you would see texts.
Yeah.
Somehow it would do that, but mine won't do it.
I'll be honest. If my wife had an Android phone, I'd never know what she was up to.
It's kind of.
She could carry on a full blown affair. I'd never know. I wouldn't even bother to look.
I don't know how to open your phone or how anything in there works.
Like she could tell me, yeah, I'm talking to this guy, and I'd be like, well, let me see those texts, and she'd hand me her phone, and I'd be like, oh, here you go, never mind.
You're gonna have to open it up for me. Which of these little buttons do I push?
Oh man, I just love picturing you tasting that pie while she's glaring at you. How long did you wait till you ate the rest of the pie?
I went to bed. Since she was
out of the room.
Well,
right?
I'd already taken a fingerful, and then I had it, and then she stomped out, and I wanted to avoid her on the bedroom, so she went one way. I went through the kitchen, grabbed a fork, and ate it on the way to.
Okay.
Which, just as I thought about it, as I said that, I realized there is a Tupperware with fork right next to my bed that my wife is going to wake up to. I forgot to put that away.
You just keep digging the hole, man.
I just realized that the pie remnants are, and I was eating pie in bed, which my wife wouldn't appreciate.
Oh, you got to blame Clay for this.
Yeah, so, no, who climbed into my bed and ate all my pie? I'm going to have to stay home and investigate this.
Oh boy, what a story! All right, SEC Media Days underway. We'll talk a little bit about that. We're gonna play later on in the show. We're gonna play a lot of sound from this SEC Media Days, but we got a big show lined up for you today. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
As I sit here drinking my caffeinated, sugar-free water, I want to tell you real quickly about how my life has changed since I met Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. You know, going through life as a fat guy, it's not the easiest thing. And anybody who's carrying some extra weight knows. I mean, your knees always hurt, your ankles are sore. You don't sleep very well because you're probably snoring. So you're never really awake. All you're doing is chasing caffeine and some more sugar to get through the day. You look in the mirror and you go, man, that's about as good as I can get, but it ain't getting very far. If you're living that kind of life, you know, you can fix it. I was the guy that never thought he could diet, never really wanted to try. But Dr. Torres approached me in a way that I understood, and he would approach the way you would lose weight in a way that would be most effective for you. That's why the Institute for Functional Health has been so successful with thousands, literally thousands of people like us who needed to lose the weight or wanted to lose the weight, or maybe were told if they didn't lose the weight, medical issues were coming or were going to get worse. It's time to change your life, and there's nobody that can do it better than Dr. Torres and his great staff. Call him and find out why he's been so successful. Let him explain to you what he would do to help you get to the place you want to be. The number you need is 210-468-1891. His website, well, it's iffhealth.com. Go there. Do your research. Take the functional health test. It'll open your eyes, I promise you. Listen, if it's time, I want you to call Dr. Torres. If you decided, I want you to call Dr. Torres. But call him today and find out what I know. It'll change your life. And I know when it does, you'll thank me later.
94.1.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
What's that?
Will Dallas' Dak Prescott get his new contract for his birthday during training camp in Oxnard? We're there, and if he does, you'll hear about it first. San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp, sponsored by AA Best Bell Buns and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Live all week from Oxnard, California, starting Monday morning, July 29th. South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Cameras are kicking our ass today. It's my own fault because my laptop doesn't have a USB port, and I was supposed to bring the dongle thing that lets me turn USB into USB-C, but I forgot it. So I don't have it, and now we are fighting to get my my camera up and working. It's been I still blame everything on Minix because it the studio was in. Did they have a guest yesterday?
I think all these chairs are in here from the Southern Avenue.
That was like
Friday.
that was a week ago.
No, that was Friday.
Yeah, today's Thursday.
Yeah, but I mean, you
I mean,
think things change that quickly
Yes.
around here? Oh,
My microphone was switched all the way around over there. This microphone was over here. There were 3 chairs on this side of the table. I would have noticed that in one of the other 3 days we've been here this week, Rob.
maybe.
No, certainly. We just have to get a separate studio from that other show, I think.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, we can't work with these people. I mean, it's like having, you know how you say your kids don't
I
put
think
things.
they say the same thing about me. So I'm not going to get involved in this conversation
That's
because
probably
I'm
wise.
a
You're right.
primary conversation piece on their show because of the things that I have done. So I'm
Rob
not
left
a part
his
of this.
spittoon once again.
No, I did not. That's on the other side of the glass. That didn't happen in here. Don't throw those insinuations. I get blamed for enough crap that I didn't do, both at home and away.
Did you see this thing about Paul Skeens? This is getting out of control. I like Paul Skeens. I like what he's doing. I like watching him pitch. Paul Skeens, the Hall of Fame came and got his hat from the first inning in the All-Star game. That's going to go in the Hall of Fame now. They also got the hat worn by Shota, who was a Japanese-born pitcher, made their debut in an MLB All-Star game. And finally, the jersey worn by Jarren Duran, whose 2-run homer won the game for him, that's going to Cooperstown. But Paul Skeens didn't even strike anybody out.
He looked good, though.
Yeah.
He's a rook. They need this.
But
what are you talking about? Now, we'll forget about it in a minute if he doesn't pan out. But right now, put it in the building.
But why? What
does it hurt? He is the hottest thing in baseball right now. I mean, and they got to go. They're about to run into football, and people are about to forget about them. We need personalities front and center. Let's put Skeens out there. Let's find every name we can and highlight them, because the Americas, most of your baseball fandom's about to evaporate. You got about a week and a half. You got the Olympics coming, and then you got football. And people, unless you own a season ticket, are going to forget about you. Put Skeens in the Hall of Fame, put him on TV, sell some tickets, keep people interested, because there's that. If you don't have a hook in him, that we leaving.
I was thinking, I was like, maybe he's the youngest pitcher to start an All-Star game. Nope. 6th youngest pitcher to start an All-Star game. He's 22.
That begs the question. Who's the youngest?
Probably Dwight Gooden. Remember, he was 19.
Yeah, you know what? I do. That would probably that's.
I mean, I don't know for a fact.
On that pretty quick.
I know he was like, I didn't realize Skeens was 22, but
I'll bet it's going to be some dude like Three Finger Jackson.
It might be
1896. Started at 13 years old.
Yeah. Mordecai Wilbur.
Yeah, Mordecai Three Finger Williams played for the Albany Spittoons.
And then this is the other thing. Hit he struck out the side. Okay.
See, you're making this. You act like baseball makes sense.
This story says Skeens allowed just a walk to Soto.
Just a walk, baby.
And needed only 16 pitches to dispatch the AL in the first frame. It's funny, like, as someone who talks to my kid about pitching every time he pitches, like, if he had a 15,
what's your problem?
How long do you want to pitch? Just 3 innings and go home? Like, just 16 pitches in the first inning.
It's all in how you present the meal. It ain't so much about the meal. It's how it's presented to you.
This is why the dude can't get out of the 6th inning of a no-hitter, because they're celebrating that he had a 16-pitch first inning. Put it in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, man, we got our money's worth. We got to see him throw a bunch of pitches, and there weren't a lot of runs. We got everything we asked for.
13K Boogie says youngest pitcher Jerry Walker in 1969, 20 years, 172 days. Well,
Jerry, give me 5 J.J. Walker.
You see how I came up with the wrong answer so quickly?
Who was it again, Jimmy or Jerry?
Jerry Walker.
Went to high school with a dude named Jerry Walker.
And was it in 1959?
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, you say you're aging yourself a little here, but
just.
Dwight Gooden was the youngest to make an all-star team at 19 years old, but not the youngest to start the game.
I don't understand. We're talking about all-star game, right?
Yeah. But Skeens started the game. Like, I thought maybe that.
Oh, I get you.
I thought he was the youngest starter, but then I was like, no, I was probably Dwight Gooden. But I guess Dwight Gooden didn't even start the All-Star game.
Just made the team.
Made the team.
Gotcha.
But he's still not younger than old Jerry Walker. Jerry
Mordecai.
Was that Jerry Jeff Walker?
Jerry, high five, Jimmy Jerry Walker.
Isn't there a country singer named Jerry Jeff Walker?
Be careful of it. You better smile when you say that. Yes.
Oh,
there is a singer named Jerry Jeff Walker.
Well, why'd you say it like that?
You better, if you shouldn't have to ask that question.
I don't know, everybody.
You better be grinning when you ask about
old Jerry
Mr.
Jeff,
Bojangles,
JJ Dub. My bad. SEC Media Days are underway, Rob. They are in full swing.
Well, they're closing it down. The closing act is today. You know who the headliner is?
Who?
It's Mr. Elko. He's the headliner, man. This is all but opening acts.
That can't be true.
That's true. I think by the numbers, the way this thing shook out, A&M is kind of like the host school, even though they were here for Texas and OU. But it feels like because A&M was the most, senior member of the SEC. I don't know. And so Elko got to close the thing down. That's the only thing I can think of, unless they just draw lots and just like you get what you get. Because I can't imagine A&M was everybody's choice to close this thing down.
No.
It should have been Sark yesterday. That would have made the most sense. But since Texas was yesterday and A&M is the oldest member, they get to close the thing down. I think that was a seniority thing.
I don't know that it should have been Sark. I feel like it should have been Kirby.
Well, I think it's because it's in Texas, so they're the host state, so they saved the last two, and because A&M's the more senior, they're the last. They're the headline act, or whatever it might be.
All right.
Although it's like anything like this, most of the folks is already gone.
That's
by
the
the
thing.
time
Like,
you get to the end,
do you want to be the headliner? Because people are just going to
be
leave.
talking to half the crowd. So all the Aggies up there, it's going to be a full Aggie house by the time they take up all those empty seats.
Oh, so I'm reading something different then. I'm seeing the last guy to talk today is going to be Mark Stoops.
Stoopsy hadn't spoken, so that throws the premise out.
So it'll be today.
The three newest schools close this thing down in Texas.
No, it'll be Sam Pittman.
Yeah,
will be first today from Arkansas. At a little after noon, it's going to be Mike Elko. Then at 2:05, Hugh Freeze from Auburn.
Oh, so this ain't nothing. I thought Elko was closing this thing down.
and then Mark Stoops from Kentucky.
So I wonder how they figure out the hierarchy. Who gets? Do they really just draw numbers? Because that's
it.
Only way.
It might really be random.
I know how these coaches fight. I'd want to be first or last.
It could very well be random. But Sark was the guy yesterday, and he had the. I understand, like, you got to rep your school and all that, but I don't know if you need to wear the orange jacket, the orange sport coat.
In this situation, have you seen? I mean, you've got guys walking around in old school plaid for old coat. No, it makes sense for this one. This is SEC media days. You roll this out on game day and media day.
Can't you wear like an orange shirt with like a normal jacket over the top?
I personally think
you
that
like that
color
orange
is
jacket.
Disgusting. I find everything about it a horrendous and awful color choice for anything. But if you're gonna do it, do that.
Go big or go home, I suppose.
Go home, man. You can't be half covered in it. If you got it on you, it's on you.
That's true.
Might as well smear it all over you.
Well, we'll talk more in the 7:00 hour. We'll talk more about SEC Media Days. We'll play you some sound from Coach Sark. And I guess for equal time, we'll play some Mike Elko sound tomorrow.
Yeah, if we need
just to satisfy. If he says anything interesting.
And he won't.
He probably won't. Of course, Aggie hires the most boring coach
ever.
Hey,
man, I'd just soon crawl in a hole. We'll just see in late November. How's that?
All right. On the other side, we'll talk some Team USA. They showed up last night, Rob.
Ooh, boy.
Might be on to some. I said yesterday, I don't want them losing a game.
They ain't going to be losing to anybody anytime soon.
I don't think they're going to lose a game. We'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it was Texas yesterday. Today, it is the Texas A&M Aggies. Mike Elko will address the media at the SEC Media Day.
All the reaction from that, plus the Texans have started training camp. John McClain from HoustonTexans.com joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual back-to-school drive. Saturday, August 3rd from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children. Only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palabas, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Tiger King, what happened in prison this week?
You know, it's crazy. Tell Gigi I'm thinking about turning it straight because being gay is a pain in the butt. So.
He worked on that line all.
Yeah, I really suck at being gay.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants and stuff.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Bill Belichick is joining Inside the NFL for the upcoming season.
I guess he's tired of babysitting, so he needs to get out of the house on occasion. No, anybody that's upset with Bill Belichick because he's dating a 2-year-old, I mean.
She's not 2.
Oh,
she is legal.
Hey, I applaud it.
You're just jealous.
No, I'm not jealous.
You sound jealous.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You may note that we've mastered the camera situation here.
We're that good, man. Let's just call it what it is.
I don't like to brag.
We are fully self-contained.
Awesome. We even overcame the bad setup that Jason and Joe had for us.
There are, how many cameras are in? We've got
4
cameras.
Not to count the ones on our laptops. And there are 3 laptops sitting here currently in front of us.
2 more wired to these, but those are gone. We have 4 cameras, something like 9 chairs.
Yeah.
In a space that's about 4 by 4.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't appear we're close together. We're across the table about 3 feet apart. Everything else is full of chairs and mics.
You know why I'm guessing they wrecked the studio yesterday? Because we left the AC at 75.
Well, that's Minix land. Minix is like you, man.
No, Minix cries if I turn it up to 75 because he's like, it's a sweat box in here by the time we get here.
Well, you haven't gotten to know Minix yet.
Well, that's just what he told me.
Cold-natured as an 80-year-old woman.
Wow.
So, by the way, as we prepare for Oxnard, make sure you pack appropriately. It is chilly.
Pack a hoodie.
Bring a hoodie. Bring a hoodie.
I'll be ready.
And we'll be doing the shows from outside on the tennis courts in lovely downtown Oxnard, California.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Under the marine layer, it's a little nippy there at just for your edification right now, we would be on the air at 4:41 a.m.
Now, will we play a tennis match while we're there?
No, we can't. All the tennis courts are covered. Where we sit, we're on
all
one
of the
tennis
courts.
All of them. There's none left. We're on the radio row, and then right next to us on the other 2 tennis courts is the brand. They build a weight room.
Come on.
I know. Now they don't build over the golf course.
Well,
you
yeah.
can if you know the right people and tip the right guy.
Do you know the right people?
No, I've never. We're working, man. I don't have time to play golf. We're chasing the stories.
We're
and
off
getting
at
the
8
news
o'clock
for our listeners.
We'll be done at 8 o'clock,
and
Rob.
asleep by 8:30.
That's true. No, I imagine that us doing the radio show from 4 to 8, we will spend the rest of the day chasing around sound and stuff for the next day.
That's what the really cool thing about what we get is we're like free range chickens for most of the days of practice. So we can do all kinds of stuff. The boys are going to be on air right before practice begins. Normally by the schedule, McCarthy has a pretty standard schedule.
Okay.
And normally they're going to be on the air, and as they go off 6 o'clock our time, 4 o'clock their time, they're going to finish their second practice.
Okay. So we'll
be grabbing sound during the day. We'll even join them live more than once as we're doing some stuff.
Okay.
And then we will grab our interviews and do the stuff that you will hear the following morning. And then we'll have guys come in and drop by live as they're heading out to the morning practice and stretch.
When will we take naps?
In between times.
Okay. But not a set time?
No, we'll leave and we'll go and come back about noon.
Okay. It's so funny. My whole day revolves around naps. Like I gotta know.
You'll be fine.
I gotta know how this is gonna work.
You won't be alone in your quest.
All right. I lied about Team USA. We'll talk about them next.
Yeah, they killed them.
Next. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct Summer Sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Are you looking for a job where you can have a ton of fun and make great money? Then Twin Peaks is the team you need. They're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text work for TP to 85000 to apply. That's 85000 to apply. Twin Peaks!
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio's Star on a Thursday, Small Friday, as Rob calls it.
Are you feeling it yet? Does it feel like Small Friday or does it feel like Thursday?
I don't know. I like Thursdays in general. I guess I've never considered it Small Friday, but I love Thursdays.
So around my orbit, my wife is retired. She doesn't even work. I live on the same property with my father, who takes Fridays off. Doesn't work on Fridays.
What a life.
I know, but he's earned it. He's 83, still working.
It's like Howard Stern.
Yeah, 84, still working. So take a day off. Why not? He's got to mow the lawn. I'm not just going to let him sit around. I mean, he's got work to do. And my son is off on Fridays because he's clerking for my dad. So it's like yesterday. Today is going to be like, I get home, there's going to be beers cracked. It's like Friday, and I have to go through it and wake up tomorrow morning. So forgive me if I got to kind of go with it, because when I get home, it'll feel like Friday at my house.
So wait, he's all like, when you get home today,
my son will be Friday. It's Friday for him.
Okay, but he's got to work today, right?
He'll be working, but they can knock off. By the time I wake up from my nap, my son
he'll be cracking beers.
He'll be home in the pool like Friday.
Let's go. Yeah, what a life.
So I got to live the life of Small Friday and wake up for real Friday.
Now, do you charge your son rent?
From what? From no, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay, because
it would be like I'm going to pay him his tuition, his allowance, and then he gives me out of his allowance money back. How's that? I know he's clerking for my dad, but he ain't making any money for my dad.
Okay.
I grew up under that man. I know he ain't paying my son much.
I was gonna say, because maybe he wouldn't be so celebratory about having Fridays
whatever
off.
The minimum wage is, my kid might be getting a dime more than that.
Okay.
I grew up with that man. I don't think he's giving him some grandfather rates, I'm sure, but he ain't getting fat. I can tell you that.
Now your son is going to make the trip with us to.
He is going
Oxnard.
to be our gopher. Our getter.
Did your dad have to okay it?
Yeah, I had
to
write
his vacation.
He needed a note from the
note?
office. he needed it. Yeah, I think my dad's just going to shut down the firm.
Oh, good idea.
My son is the primary technology agent for the 84-year-old attorney.
Out in Abu Dhabi. That's
Fine place, I've been told.
That's where I've heard as well. I'll never know. That's one of those places like.
Would you go? Like if someone said, "Hey, flight to Abu Dhabi."
No.
I'm not sure. I'm interested, but
I'm sure it's
amazing.
First on my list. I've heard it's amazing, and I won't go.
Yeah. I'm afraid I'd screw something up and end up in jail.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
You
touched him with your left hand. You must pay, you infidel.
You farted when someone was walking by. And
your hand, or
I don't need that.
Death by bunga bunga.
Steph Curry, 18 points in his first 11 minutes of basketball. That'll get you going, baby.
That game came on as I got home. I just blundered into that game yesterday afternoon. And I walked in the moment Steph hit. his first three there in the second quarter. And for about 6 minutes, he hit threes. The net didn't even move.
I mean, this was domination.
Oh, yeah.
And Serbia Serbia's not.
They were shorthanded.
They're not France, but they're expected to be they're a medal contender in this thing. And Team USA waxed them 105-79.
It wasn't even that close.
I mean, this was a blowout.
In Serbia's defense, and I'm not trying to defend Joker because he's good enough to scare any team, but they didn't have another NBA dude. One of the Bogdanoviches, I don't know which one. I wasn't paying that close attention. But they were showing video of another dude that was missing, and it's another big dude. That might have helped, but this was
okay.
And this was the second of it back-to-back, so they looked a little tired. But I'll say this. If on the Brigade Bar, 13K Boogie says if they lose, who would it be against? Well, it's France. That's the worry. French are the next closest, and even they are a distant second.
Now, were any of the guys that Serbia was missing, are any of them better than Kevin Durant? Because the Team USA was missing KD. People forget.
I hadn't even set foot on a court
exactly.
yet.
So I don't want to hear about, we were missing our backup center. Listen, Bubba, it don't matter who's playing. Derek White got in the game. That was the first time.
That second unit, they brought the starters play about 5 minutes, 4 minutes and a half or so. And then they roll in the bomb squad that's got Bam Adebayo and Devin Booker and Derek White. I mean, it's not even fair. I mean, you could see the air just exit the Serbians after that first sub pattern when they brought in 5 new dudes.
It's like hockey.
Oh, God, again?
It's like a line change in hockey. It's very odd, but it's like, you're like, oh, good. Well, Steph and Embiid and LeBron are all going to sit down. We're going to catch our breath. But then it's like, now entering the game, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker.
Can you imagine you're standing on the
Tyrese
court,
Halliburton? It's like, what?
You're all standing together and the sub happens. It's like, who you got, Booker or Adebayo? Who you want to get? Let's play a zone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run zone. I'll be over here in the left corner if you need me.
And I mean, it is very much like hockey because they play these guys in bursts that lets them keep their energy up. It's like
but I don't want to go too far. Last night was about as good as you can expect given where the Team USA is. They're 2.5 weeks into practice. We didn't see their sets, but what we saw was 15 of the greatest basketball players on the planet all grouped together without a lot of practice, and everything fell. But as quickly as it fell apart for Serbia, if you're not grabbing rebounds, it gets out of hand so fast. And the thing about the international game is it's a fast game. It's 40 minutes. There's not time to catch up. You can't go into the fourth quarter going, I got about 8 minutes to even things up. No, they have ways of slowing the game. These Euros understand the FIBA rules far better than we do. So it could turn on a dime. In the worst case scenario, sometimes you see the Team USA early on, even the redeem team, the team in between the redeem team, look good until the medal rounds. We're running teams out of the gym in these early friendlies and knockout rounds. But when it comes to it, the teams that are always in the finals understand FIBA better than we do.
Unless you think that they weren't taking, like Serbia was just playing around.
Well, they had a back-to-back. They were coming off another one. One of their starters was sitting, and Joker was alone. Now, that doesn't mean even at all of the rest of the team's absolute best, they should be even close to this. But as we know in international basketball, it ain't about just the talent on the court. You got weird refs from other countries. You've got a weird clock. You've got the rules are slightly different, getting balls off the rim. And if you're having to think about it, you're going to get beat. So there's those little things that Team USA, when they lose, it's not because of the talent. It's about the gamesmanship that beats them.
The Serbian coach got a technical foul for arguing 39 seconds into the game. Already teed up.
Joker up.
Good night, baby. Team USA is winning the gold. It's not even going to be close. They're not going to lose the game. I'm telling you now. All right. We got some ladies basketball to talk on the other side, Rob. Caitlin keeps making history. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Morning Huddle.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
It's Lee Come Key.
Welcome back to the Lee Come Key request line. Ready for something with a kick that's still smooth? Talk about a hot time at dinner time.
Crisscross.
This is America's #1 spicy mayo and non-GMO verified sriracha. It's the Sriracha Slide coming at you from Lee Come Key.
Turn it out.
Sriracha Slide on over to srirachalove.com to check it out.
Sriracha real smooth.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roof.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium dog's health, happiness, and lifespan.
Their joints are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful even as they age.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend using 50 years of nutritional research and experience, helping dogs make incredible turnarounds. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Crispies, their wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511.
Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circus Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circus Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circusports.com for details.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start August 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Center.
Team USA steamrolled the Joker in Serbia last night, 105-79, in preparation for the Olympics. Steph Curry led all players with 24 points. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs, who are 3-0 in the Las Vegas Summer League, return to action tomorrow as they take on the Philadelphia 76ers. The tip will be 7:30. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob on a Thursday. What a day it is for the Ladies Basketball League.
They're the LBL, but
LBL, as I like to call it. That's what when they finally say, "Listen, we're tired of the NBA holding us back," they'll become the LBL.
They got them a big old TV deal yesterday.
Did they really?
Biggest they ever had.
Well, yeah, probably. That makes sense. $200 million a year in rights. Congratulations.
$2.2 billion.
I feel like 150 a year should go directly to Caitlin, and then everybody else can divvy up. Actually, you know what? After that photo of Angel Reese came out,
now AJ,
we
don't objectify our athletes like that.
That's true. You're right. I won't say anything about it.
How dare any professional football player pose?
But you know what?
JJ Watt style.
That's the last time I'm going to complain about her double dribbling. It's I don't care. You pick up the ball and dribble it as many times as you want, girl. She's all ladies basketball league for sure. She's all LBL.
That's a for sure thing.
Caitlin Clark broke a record last night, Rom. Broken records. That's all Caitlin's leaving in the dust. She's figured it out. Like when she was starting out, I was saying, "Oh boy, is this is what everybody was gaga over?" This, when it was like double, like she'd have a double-double and it'd be points and turnovers. She has figured things out to the point where the turnovers are still kind of an issue. She had 6 of them last night. She hasn't had less than 4 turnovers in a game since June 10th.
But there have been video evidence of not all, and not even most, but some weren't her fault. It's those interceptions that went through your receiver's hands. So not all of them were there. And sometimes I think the pressure that's been on her, she overpasses. She even admitted to that last night. But yeah, she's still loose with the ball, but she's a rookie. My goodness.
She is a 33% three-point shooter.
Michael couldn't shoot threes either.
But Michael didn't shoot 10 or 11 per game.
Well, that's a problem. I'm just saying, if we're comparing things.
I'm saying there's still flaws.
She's better than Pete Maravich, though, right?
She's not better than Pete Maravich.
Well, that's what I was told, that she was better.
No, that was a lie, what you were told. But she's better than she was at the start of the season. And like now there's at least reason to be hyping this chick up, because now she's starting to put it in the basket, but also the assist numbers. Like once they said, "Hey, maybe get your teammates more involved," these are her assist totals in the month of July. 11, 13, 13, 13, 6, 19. 19 assists yesterday, a WNBA record. Not a rookie record, a ladies basketball league record. She's got that. That's it. It is impressive.
19 dimes. You know, one of the hardest thing for me personally to learn wasn't to pass the ball. It was when to pass the ball.
Yeah.
You know, and
the key is don't only pass when you're in trouble.
Well, that's the Luka problem, right? But it's not even that. It's that hesitation between, are they ready for the ball, even though it's a great pass, or just wait a second and make an easier pass, You know, she's fully capable of behind the back, whip passes, doing all that stuff. And I think she came in the league doing that and was hitting her players in the face. You know, Magic had to learn, hey, man, I can't throw every pass that's open because not everybody's ready for them.
Yeah.
And I think she ran into that. And I think there's an improvement on the rest of her team and just being ready for the balls that they weren't ready for before. But more than anything else, I think she's learning how to be a passer instead of just a giver. You know what I mean? She's giving him the ball in the right place instead of just giving him the ball.
Well, tomorrow is tomorrow starts a big weekend for the WNBA.
It really is
a huge weekend.
Yeah, I know you're being facetious, but it is a big.
Why
weekend.
would you say that? I mean,
but
can I be sincere for 2 minutes?
They kind of own the spotlight here for a minute.
They do because there's nothing else going on.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So why not capitalize on this or the G League?
And Rin says, "Why are y'all comparing women to men?" That's not us that started that.
Yeah,
that's ESPN. That's people saying she broke Pistol Pete's all-time scoring record.
That was a joke. But the way that she has matured is pretty impressive. I'll give her that. And this weekend is an opportunity to really highlight where the league is as they go away for a little bit.
The Friday competitions, which is like where they do the skills challenge and the 3-point contest. First of all, how's Caitlin Clark? How are they not making her be in the 3-point contest?
I can't, I guess there's just so much time in the day because she legitimately needs to be a part of all of this. I can't imagine how they whittled the things away that she's not doing. Because, Friday, I would think she's probably more important to Friday than she is Sunday. Because Sunday, everybody's going to tune in anyway. But the WNBA skills competition ain't going to pull a lot of people other than season ticket holders.
Yeah. Without Caitlin,
right.
Obviously. Is I think Edwin was saying that the WNBA All-Star setup is Team USA versus
the rest.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's going to be
ain't much left in the rest other than Caitlin.
That's going to be a bloodletting.
Now,
is Team USA going to make them look bad, or are they going to say, "Hey guys, let's take it off the gas here"?
If I'm Team USA, I'm out to embarrass Caitlin.
Team USA minus 5.5.
That's kind of low to me.
It feels really low to me.
It really does, because I don't think that subcurrent of jealousy has gone away. We're just not talking about it.
And who's most likely to be angry and bitter about Caitlin getting all the flowers? The best players.
Yes, that's why I think that if I was their coach, and I don't know who is coaching them, but I would attack this game. This is a real game. This is just the first of your Olympic run. We are going to dominate this young rookie.
There may be some gold in them hills.
Well, think about it. The last 3 people on the bench, especially the last one on the bench, everybody knows Caitlin should have been there. So they got things to justify. This is the you're not taking the torch from us yet kind of game. I do think this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And it's going to be your typical friendly. I can tell you that, because there's a method to what Team USA is doing. Their stars are going to play at the end of the game.
I need to. Okay, so let's play a little. Let's play a little game here. I want you to name the WNBA All-Stars, Team WNBA. How many can you get?
5.
All right.
So let's go Asia, Tarazi.
No, that's the national team.
Oh, the others.
I'm talking about the other team.
No, I don't know anybody. No, Caitlin. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Dewana Bonner? That can't be a real name. Dewana Bonner? Bonner or Boner? Bonner. I don't know. That can't be your real name.
So you think that this
Dewana?
Do you want a boner?
Dewana.
Do you want a boner?
Do you wanna? It's Dewana.
Oh, Dewana Bonner?
Yes.
Dewana Boner?
Dewana Boner or Bonner? I don't know.
Bonner.
It's 2 N's. I think it's got to be Bonner.
It's a Bonner.
Okay.
No, I had not.
Aaliyah Boston.
I know her.
We know of her because she's Caitlin's teammate. That's her homegirl.
She's responsible for many turnovers.
Caitlin is in the game. Alicia Gray.
No, haven't heard.
Dearest Hamby. Diarica, Dearica.
Dearica.
Okay.
I guess. I know.
Hamby. I don't know her.
I wonder if related to Marcus.
Brianna Jones, Jonquel Jones, Kayla McBride, Kelsey Mitchell. I know this girl, this Erica Ogumwale. I've heard her name before. Aneka Ogwumike and Angel Reese. Angel Reese, I know.
See, that if they don't start Caitlin and Angel together.
Oh, they're going to for sure.
Yeah, right. I mean,
but all these
if I'm a vet, I'm coming at these rooks, man.
They're going to drill like, dude. I think they smack this team around.
Oh boy, I would be licking. Oh man, this would be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's worth watch. You've just convinced me to be there early. I might not be there long, but I'll be there early.
I think old Brittany Griner is going to tell Angel, "Oh, you think you're getting a double-double tonight?"
Is Griner playing?
Yeah,
she is. Okay,
hell yeah,
it's America, baby.
Yeah, man. You think she dug her way out of a prison cell to come here and not be in the All-Star game?
She went all Shawshank.
I don't think so.
Made it home.
Who do you think she had a poster of?
Same poster. What are you talking about? It's the same poster. Why would you change?
Might have been, yeah. Might have been. I'm going with an ass whooping in this game. But I think it's a big mistake that they're not putting Caitlin in the shooting contest. That's dumb.
That had to be her saying no.
Of course it was.
You know what I mean?
But why? Like, I guess she's probably just tired of.
She gets to take a month off. That's the good news about her not going to the Olympics, and she has been playing for just about a year straight, along with those other rooks. She's going to get a rest, and that might help the fever in the long run. But we're just not going to get to enjoy.
Cheryl Miller is going to coach the WNBA team. The national team is coached by Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve.
I think I knew that.
I didn't know that. I actually would have thought it was Becky.
It should be.
Yeah. Like, how about pick the girl who coaches the best team?
But she doesn't coach in the league, though. Oh, she won't be coaching. I was thinking she's going to leave at some point.
So
that
yeah.
would look bad.
It would look bad. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, the skill. And speaking of WNBA, I wish Edwin was in here to talk me through this. I think the Sky are tanking.
The trade.
They made a big trade yesterday, apparently. Somebody on the thing says AJ hates women's sports.
Oh,
I don't love women's sports. I don't hate women's sports, but I'm starting to see there's some money to be made betting women's sports. And Marina Mabry getting traded yesterday to the Connecticut Sun. I think the Chicago Sky they're trying to dump because that's their best player, I guess.
I'm going to be honest.
Their best non-Angel Reese player.
I'm a peripheral fan at most, you know.
Oh, I'm a huge fan.
But
I'm a bigger fan than you.
When was the last time you saw a regular season trade in the WNBA? I can't recall one.
Scott, I didn't even know that the WNBA existed until a year ago. How could I have? I mean.
Well, I'm just saying, I think as we watch...
It's got to be something that happens every year, right?
I think nothing like this. I'm being honest. I think this is part of the maturation of the league that you would even consider tanking. That's a thing. I mean, why would you... So that tells us that the league itself, with this new $2 billion TV deal, that the maturation is there. There might have been at some point teams in the WNBA that intentionally tanked, I guess. But for the most part, if you were bad because you were bad. It wasn't intentional.
Are they trying to get that gal from USC?
I think so. It's the Juju chase. And I mean, I know that it was probably a Caitlin chase, but up until very recently, was there really tanking in the WNBA? I mean, you needed to win whatever you could, right?
I never heard of such thing. I mean, if there was a year to tank, it would have been this year.
That's what I'm saying. You can finally afford as a franchise to tank because before you relied solely on ticket sales. I mean, there wasn't a TV deal to fall back on. Now you got $2 billion in the bank. You can afford to be bad, which is a terrible place in fans' place, but that is the maturation of a professional league. You can get good enough to exist even when you're bad.
I think San Antonio needs to be an expansion franchise city.
They punted it, man.
We got to get it back. It's big now. We can do it now. The
We
city's
put
ready.
all our eggs.
The city's ready.
We're holding out for an MLS team, man. Holding out. It's going to happen.
No, it's not.
We got a stadium. We got a promise written on
a napkin.
On the back of a piece of toilet paper.
A bar napkin.
I think we gave up on the sure thing for the corruption that is soccer and paid the price.
Damn. So we traded our ladies basketball league team for the hope of a soccer
It wasn't
match?
so much a trade, but Spurs Sports and Entertainment, the SSE company that owns the Spurs and the SAFC, and at that point the Stars, as we were known, decided that they would focus their energies on going and getting an MLS team because they had been promised by the MLS types that in fact they were going to get a team. And then we didn't realize that we were playing with a bunch of criminals, a bunch of hoodwinkers. And they said that the way we would get a franchise was exactly the way Austin got theirs. And it opened the door for Austin to get theirs. They used us as leverage.
Is the stadium nice?
The Austin Stadium or ours? Ours
Both.
is nice. The SAFC, got to keep in mind, the stadium that was built with the intention, with the opportunity to expand it. It's built with the idea that when the MLS team came, they would just add that upper bowl all the way around it. So it's built. It's like you're sitting in the really expensive seat wherever you are in the current stadium. It's a good place to go see a game. It really is.
Have you been to the Austin Stadium?
I've been by it. I've been in it, but not during a game.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but there is still like a B League team here, right? Like
That's the SAFC. They're I forget. They're not quite. It's like AAA. They're one level below MLS.
Okay, but are they associated with an MLS team?
No, but we beat the Austin team. We actually went up there and beat them. Our SAFC won a title. I forget the league that we were in, but we're a year out of a championship.
So maybe if this is Titletown USA, is what you're saying?
Well, the SAFC. I mean, the Spurs know how to win titles. If they focus on things, that they generally win.
So, if one day the MLS gets to a relegation format, it could happen, right?
Yeah, or they'll eventually need to grow one more team, and we're just going to hold out
because that's
10 years.
A lot of what people say the MLS needs to do to really take that step is to go to
have the relegation.
Yeah,
but do you have the following that would survive? Like, could Austin survive going down to minors? And when there's such a young franchise, I think we got another decade before you get that kind of fandom, right?
Maybe.
I mean, I know that right now I would assume that the Austin FC team is a lot of T-shirt fans. I mean, they're only like 3 years old,
but they sell out every game.
I know, but if they sucked now, because they got good pretty fast, they were in the playoffs, weren't they?
I think so. It's kind of like the Vegas Golden Knights effect. Like,
so
how many people are going to be around now when Vegas starts to suck?
And I think you need to have your roots need to be kind of deep before you can dig into the relegation.
No, maybe you're right. All right. That's enough ladies basketball and MLS talk.
That's what you do on this day during this part of the year.
That's right. Caleb Williams, he signed his deal, which we talked about earlier in the week. It was weird that Caleb Williams wasn't signed as they went into rookie training camp. But he gets the deal done, not without a little bit of drama. We'll talk about that next. It's Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
How about them Cowboys?
What will the Cowboys defense look like under new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer? San Antonio Sports Star relocates to California's Golden Coast to find out.
You asked for it, you got it.
Coverage of the Cowboys' week-long training camp in Oxnard is brought to you by AA Best Bell Buns and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Beginning Monday morning, July 29th, South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
You're going to do your strip club DJ. Introduce whoever you feel.
High C to the side says.
High C?
Yeah, she had 9 feet of legs. And that C was high. I'm not proud.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
We're here with Jose Rios, attorney at the Gomez Law Firm. If you are injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, Jose, what's the first thing our listeners should do?
The first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
Gomez Law has been protecting the people of our community for almost 50 years. They're the leader in personal injury law.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do carbon monoxide cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries.
But that's not all your firm does, Jose. Tell us a little more about other cases Gomez Law takes on and wins here in Texas.
Really anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then GomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual back-to-school drive, Saturday, August 3rd, from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children, only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd, from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palabas, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob getting you through the doldrums of the sports year. We don't care, though. We say, you know what? We got this figured out, baby.
It's not dull.
No.
It's just different.
There's plenty to discuss. Plenty. Caleb Williams, for one. The number one overall pick. Number one pick. And they said, we're going to wait. We'll wait to sign this deal. Even though we talked about it, it's slotted.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears started rookies training camp on Tuesday. Their two top 10 draft picks, neither one of them were signed. They're both signed now, but they both waited until the day rookie camp started.
Maybe they wanted to do it like National Signing Day. They wanted to have the cameras around and have mom there.
That would be so Caleb Williams. Maybe I'm in the minority. I think Caleb Williams is going to end up being a bust.
I think, physically he shouldn't be, but mentally I'm concerned about his fortitude. I'll give you.
I think he's a loser. Like in his head, I think he's a loser.
Mentally, I'm a little concerned about what goes on upstairs, especially after he loses 5 straight games.
I think that's going to be a real issue for him. But the Bears, when they were in these negotiations, they're probably thinking I remember I told you that you've got to, if you don't have an agent, like a registered agent, which Caleb Williams doesn't, you have to do the negotiating yourself. And Caleb Williams was like, "Oh yeah, my people are working with him," and they're like,
"You understand?
No, your
where you
people
are.
can't do it. It has to be you." And then he gets it done, but
Well, what was to get done?
Yeah, sign for your slotted amount. But I think the interesting story that came out of this was Caleb Williams was asking for a no trade clause. Now the Bears said, or not a no trade clause, a no franchise tag clause. He wanted them to say, you can't franchise me after my 5 years. They said no, which they had to. Like that's because otherwise you're going to draft a guy who's 20 and after 5 years he can just leave and there's no repercussions like that. There's no way. But
let's talk about that. Now, there's both. If that was the sticking point, and I'm the Bears, if it came to that, I probably wouldn't franchise you anyway. So that's something that I would give to him. I would act like I would never dream of it. But if it was a guy that I wasn't going to want to franchise, it might force me to do the right thing anyway and sign him as fast as I can so I don't pay through the nose.
The problem is it's not like the NBA where if you're drafted by the Celtics can pay you more than anybody else.
I agree with I get that. But what I'm putting this in the prism, if Jerry would have put himself in this position with Dak, where, hey, you can't franchise me ever, he probably would have signed Dak Prescott to a very much longer deal a long time ago, and he wouldn't be in the situation he's in now. Now, I'm of the mind that he manufactured the situation he's in right now because of the situation he was in before. Intent on keeping Dak around, but that's a whole other conversation. What I'm saying is that would have been something, if I'm dealing with like the McCaskies, and I know they're kind of old school, I probably would have given in on that one. I probably would have. And he didn't have to.
The problem is what it does is it opens up the sort of the can of worms.
It does. It allows something that you can't control into the room. And I get that.
And Chicago's one thing, but if that starts becoming the norm, what do teams in markets that are not appealing markets like
you're right. But my premise is
Buffalo or Charlotte, you draft a guy or Jacksonville,
but
they're going to
know. But I'm going to know in 3 years whether I'm going to want him here in the 5th year. I'm going to know long before it comes to franchising. And if I have to question it, I probably don't want him.
But it's a matter of if they want to be there.
I agree. And he can just fly if so. But that puts the onus on me to sign him to the biggest deal possible. If he's that good, if he is everything that, and I get to that 5th year and I'm even debating franchising him, the year before I should have done the smart thing and signed him to a Godfather deal, done the Mahomes thing and signed him to a 10-year earth-shaking move that in 2 years won't look that bad. That's, to me, I would be more than willing to give up the franchise tag. And I know we're getting lost in the weeds here. And I know he demanded the no franchise thing. And if I'm the Bears, I'm going, yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll agree that I'll never franchise you, because if I love you by year 3, I know I got to keep you. So I'm not even going to let it get to the franchise. But that's opening the door to the thing I cannot control, is you going, I don't want to be here. Then you have your way out, and I'm giving you that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to do that. That would be the hook.
Caleb Williams, 4 years, $39.4 million. $25.5 million signing bonus. Obviously fully guaranteed and 5th year option. And then Odunze, 4 years, $22.7 million, $13.3 million signing bonus. And also coming out on that day was that Caleb Williams is going to wear number 18. Who I can't think of another quarterback besides Peyton who's worn 18. So when I see 18, I'm like, that's weird. That's a weird number.
It's a weird number to choose, period.
Yeah.
Did he say why?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's a personal thing to it, but
I'm sure. But this is all gonna be great for HBO because Bears are the Hard Knocks team. So we're gonna see this drama. But yeah, I want to see how and I hope that they do the Hard Knocks like they did this current offseason one that I've been watching, and they go through the contract negotiations.
Did
where
you
it's
see
like,
last night?
Oh yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
interesting.
I like it. But I want them to talk about like him saying, I want this no franchise tag, and them saying, well, we just can't do that. I want to see what their mindset was during this. Because
if I'm the Bears, I would have said, no way I can do that. But in my mind, I'm thinking, dude, if you pan out, I'm going to pay you long before it even comes to that. And on the other side of that, by the third year, I'm going to know whether I want you to stay. You might be ready to see you leave. That fifth-year option, I'm not picking up.
Yeah, but it just gives up one piece of control.
I agree. And the one thing that I have learned over my many years of, bad decisions is keep the controllables under your control.
That's
Never give those up.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we're going to hit some sound from Sark at SEC Media Days. See what he has to say. We heard what Saban thought about it. We'll hear what Sark has to say next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
How you feeling this morning? Did you wake up in pain? Because if you did, you don't need to. Stop it. So many of us live in pain because we think, well, that's just how life is going to be. So if I've got a sprain or a strain or lower back issues or maybe tension headaches or plantar fasciitis or many other things that just won't let you go, you just live with it. Maybe take some Tylenol and hope it goes away tomorrow, and it never really does. Stop it. There's a fix out there. It's called Arosty. Arosty providers are all around San Antonio with one job in mind. That's to get you pain-free and back in the game. And it's the way they do it that has made them so successful, because it's not the standard medical model of here's a pill or here's some surgery and we'll figure it out as we go. No, they go in and give you a full evaluation. They figure out what's causing the pain and they fix the problem and the pain goes away. Sounds basic, but it's not. It works. How do you find out? Call them today. 1-800-404-6050 is the number you need. Go to their website, Arosty.com. 2 things you need to know. They're going to accept most insurances, and you can go ahead and make that call. You don't need some kind of silly referral. They'll get you fast, and they'll take care of you quick. Under 4 visits gets most of their patients back in the game. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Arosty's there. Let them fix you, and when they do, you can thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it was Texas yesterday. Today, it is the Texas A&M Aggies. Mike Elko will address the media at the SEC Media Day.
All the reaction from that, plus the Texans have started training camp. John McClain from HoustonTexans.com joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Okay, if you're sleeping on the hot summer styles and great prices at Kohl's, you're missing out. I just shopped there and scored stylish shirts for my husband, along with some cute crochet dresses for myself. Plus, I saved 30% with my Kohl's card. But even if you don't have one, you can still save an extra 20% on some other great finds and earn Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Take your summer style from hot to sizzling and get to Kohl's. Select styles, 20% off GPO, valid through July 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel for my friends at Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. You know, summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Our hot Texas sun pounding down can degrade and age your roof. So for residential or commercial service, you need a reliable roofer you can trust and afford. That's Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net or call them at 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct Summer Sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Jalen McCart joining us, Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. And even Feinbaum said the other day that he thinks Arch will be the starting quarterback by the end of the year.
Mr. Feinbaum knows exactly what he's doing, and especially spending some time around them. They clearly get along. To me, the biggest thing, though, for Quinn Ewers is just got to stay healthy. That's the only scenario I could see. I don't think it's going to be a performance issue.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yep. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What a day.
Small Friday.
Love it. SEC Media Days. Mike Elko Day, as Rob's been calling it. Today is Mike Elko Day.
It is the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of the sundae, the once and future winning head coach.
Boy, they've picked the goofiest picture of him.
I don't think there's a good one. I think that's about as good as it
what
gets.
He looks like.
Elko. He seems to be the type that slicks up for Sunday, and that's about it.
Hey, guys.
He's just slicking up for Sunday, and that's about it. Everything else is
I'm the Aggie coach. Just thrilled to be here.
Your Texas is showing. Your Longhorns just hanging out in the wind right there.
That's what
AJ.
he is. I'm just saying that's what he looks like.
Be careful of those monikers. Those things tend to stick.
That's what he projects is all I'm saying.
Now, he didn't show up in overalls, but I bet he would have.
I think he'd consider it.
He thought about putting on them Aggie white ice cream man overalls.
But like you said, there's the kind of coach that can work at A&M that won't work in other places.
I have adopted the premise. And I'm trying to think of a better one, but I'm just going to use what came to mind. I want to be treated as a cockroach over at A&M. I only want to be what's going on in the shadows. Don't come see us. We'll be talking on Saturdays, and if we're winning, pay attention to us. If we're not, just leave us alone. I'm tired of being talked about. I'm tired of being compared. I just want to go play.
Well, they asked Sark a lot yesterday, and again, we'll have Mike Elko tomorrow. But they asked Sark about how the program's been. What's it been looking like around the 40 acres since that loss to the University of Washington?
I've been asked a lot about, how's it been since the last pass fell incomplete, against Washington. And I felt like we've had a football team that has been obsessed with wanting to get back.
It's like a hearing
test. That obsession has led right into hard work, has led right back into who we are culturally, and pouring into that has led right back into highly competitive workouts and practices. But yet this close-knit bond that I've been super impressed with. And I credit our leaders on our team. And a lot of times, I've got these three leaders here today, but I'm thinking about guys like Jake Majors, Gunnar Helm, Barron Sorrell, Ethan Burke, Alfred Collins, Jalen Gilbo. I mean, there's so many guys in our program that have been through it with us that it's not just the high level guys that we all see. The leadership we have across the board is probably more consistent than we've had in my time here. But I also think the depth that we have on our team is probably better than we've ever had in my time here. And so the idea is just get back to work. But the competitiveness has driven that up because there's more bodies that, hey, I'm a really good player. he looks just like me at my position, man. I better keep working. And that's what you hope for.
What was that?
I passed the hearing test. I was hearing it all the way through. Evidently, I have superhuman hearing.
I run into that before, and that's usually a copyright deal.
Oh,
Like when you're
I
trying
thought we were giving a hearing test.
Yeah. No,
No.
I don't know.
So is all our sound
Weird.
going to be that way?
I don't know. Play another one.
It didn't sound that way in
Let's see if
the email. All right, let's. So here's him talking about. Let me pick a short one because I wanted to do these clips on.
It has to be an Aggie question.
Oh yeah, they asked him about the A&M rivalry.
Of course,
renewing.
we got to.
I'll give you that one.
Well, it's a great game. It's a game that, like I said, divides households, and one that it's interesting. As our players, I listen to our players talk sometimes, and they're like, our players are probably way more excited for this game than most fans would probably think because we haven't played the game in a while. But the majority of the players on our two rosters probably went on visits together at, if not one school, both schools. And one guy chose Texas and one guy chose A&M. And so I think there's a great deal of excitement. I know Coach Elko's done a great job in that program in a short time being there. It's going to be a great environment in Kyle Field Thanksgiving weekend. So we're definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, thank God there were no beeps. Dude, I'll be honest, as someone who's not an Aggie nor a Longhorn booster backer, I'm excited for this.
Oh, it's been so long that I don't even think those of us that went through the meat of it, that lived it, really remember how tense it can be. The game week. I mean, you go back to your high school arch rival, and it's what it feels like again when you're 40.
Your boys both went to A&M?
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them were there when Texas was playing A&M, huh?
No, they don't know. They have no memory of. I mean, we're talking 16 years now. They don't. I mean, they grew up Aggies, and they were young kids.
Yeah, but they didn't. They didn't get that experience when they were at school.
Especially being there, you just don't know what it's like. And what Sark talked about for the team, they went on the same recruiting visits. That goes for fans. I mean, that goes for. I don't think it's quite the same because if you were going to go to A&M, you probably weren't picking Texas. You were picking one or the other. I mean, it wasn't like I'm going to apply to both and get into that. You had an allegiance. But, if you're a player, you don't really have that kind of allegiance. You're going to go where they offer.
Yeah.
And go where you feel more comfortable because it's equal.
I mean, I don't know. You didn't throw your name in the hat at Texas?
They didn't care about me.
Oh.
At that time, who was Lemons was coaching then at the time? He didn't know my name.
But I mean, so after you left Texas Tech.
Oh no, I didn't know. I didn't care about either school. That was, and I was not going to play basketball at that level ever again. I knew.
Okay.
That. But they wouldn't have had me, and I couldn't have gotten into Texas. I couldn't have transferred into Texas.
Okay.
And it took me a couple of junior colleges to get into A&M. So
okay.
No, it wasn't
an option.
No. But I will say, most of the athletes are open to either. What's the best deal? They might have a dad or a mom that's saying go to Texas or go to A&M, but it doesn't matter. They're going to get the best deal where they're most comfortable, where they're going to play, and then I will adopt my fandom. There's some guys that were going to play at A&M no matter what. I'll be a preferred walk-on if you don't give me the scholarship. I'm going to be, and that's the same thing for Texas. Those guys didn't. There was no decision, but I think half that team could have gone to either one, and they decided on the visit, and they chose their fandom. So. They're playing against their friends. They're playing against guys that they played with and all of that. They're not used to this. It's not the same as Baylor and Tech. It's not. It's a very different world. Now, Texas, to their benefit, has had OU. And that's where they are going to be in a better situation than the A&M kids are because Texas is accustomed to the week of, the magnifying glass, all that matters. That really, I think the game is won and lost on Wednesday before the game. I do. I think that what goes on the week prior of these big games, it matters. And I think A&M, we haven't had that. We've tried LSU. It just didn't feel right. So I think Texas comes into it with a bit of an advantage because they're accustomed to this.
The rivalry has to go both ways. Like both teams have to feel it's the same level of rivalry. And I know there's a lot of Texas fans who are kind of too hoity to think that A&M is a rival. They certainly. Now, I do think it's weird because I do think a lot of fans look at OU as Texas's biggest rival.
And for 15, 16 years, it has been. But that,
But I used to do shows with guys who played for the Longhorns, and most of them will say it was like with OU is that you hate OU, but the rivalry burned a little more intense with A&M
because you had a cousin that went to A&M. You had an uncle that you saw at Thanksgiving.
Playing against your brother.
Mm-hmm.
If a Texas recruit ended up going to Oklahoma, you hated him because that's like you're a traitorous son of a bitch. But you were playing against your buddies with A&M, so those rivalries were strong too. They asked Sark what makes OU such a good game.
And I've been fortunate. Like I said, I've been part of the Iron Bowl. I've been part of the Apple Cup in Washington. I've been part of SC, UCLA. I've been part of some great games. This is the most unique game for sure that I've ever been a part of. When you pull into the state fair and you start smelling those corn dogs and turkey legs, and there's fans from both teams, and then you get in those locker rooms, and the locker rooms literally are 20 feet apart, and you're staring at each team, and one goes first, the next one goes next, and it can get a little contentious in there, but that's okay. And as we come out of that tunnel, and that's OU's tunnel, and we're staring at a sea of burnt orange, and you just want to get there. And it's a unique game because half of the game is a home game. The other half of the game is a road game. And I had to learn that the hard way in year one. We got stuck in OU's end, and we were false start, and we couldn't do anything right. And so you have to play to that style of game. But it being split right down the 50, it's the who's who on the sidelines. And I'll tell you this about both teams. Both teams play as hard as they possibly can play in that game. And again, that's to take nothing away from any other great game that I've been part of, but this one is uniquely special. I think Norman's about 2.5 hours from Dallas. We're about 3 hours from Dallas. And the fact that we kind of come upon the state fair here in Dallas is really special. And so it's a game that I'm humbled and honored that I get to be part of. I'm getting to go coach in my fourth one, and looking forward to the opportunity.
One thing he's right about is this is the game. If there was one game that you want to win, like OU had a down year last year, it didn't feel like that because they beat Texas.
Yep, that'll save your job.
It really will. Mm-hmm. And more than the A&M game for Texas, more than the Arkansas game. Like when I was a kid, when I was growing up, it felt like Arkansas was as big of a rival as anyone for Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Which he talked about that. I guess maybe we might have time to get into what he said about Arkansas.
We should, because I want to bring up the fact that I'm going to be curious to watch how this rivalry
reignites.
No, I'm talking about the Texas OU rivalry. How it maintains. Well, now Arkansas is back, and a lot of people forget the Texas-Arkansas. Remember the national title game back in '69? There's a generation of folks that was Texas's rival. Over A&M, over OU, it was Arkansas. That's coming back into play. And you're talking about, the rotating Georgias and Alabamas and LSU. The good thing about the Texas OU thing, at least for the last 16, 20 years, was both teams could practice for that for each other, even in the summer.
Yeah,
you could prepare. You can't do that anymore. You can't circle OU that first Saturday in October and go, that's the game, because you got Georgia before it, you got Alabama and LSU and A&M. It's going to be a different magnification to the game, and I wonder how it's going to hold on. It's not going to go away, but the significance, if you win or lose, will save your job. That's not going to be the case anymore.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can tell you, it's going to wane. It just will, because there's big games before and there's big games after, and not surprise big games like suddenly Baylor's good. In practice in May, that week after is going to be just as hard as that week or the week before. And you can't just go, this is my OU play. You got Georgia coming. Some years will be Alabama. Some years will be Florida. It's just going to be different to get that kind of passion maintained on both sides, because there's big ones before and big ones after. It's still going to be huge. It's still going to be the biggest game of the day in October, but the focus, I think, is going to be a little bit different.
Rod Babers, who was my co-host in Austin for a while, would say quarterbacks at UT whether it be, Vince or Sims or
Mhm.
Applewhite or going back even further, they were the stat that people would remember is how did you do against OU?
Of course.
And like Chris Sims, if you take out the OU games that he
Wasn't
played,
bad.
he was like the best quarterback in Texas history, damn near.
Mhm.
But he's looked at as a different dude because he didn't win those games. And Rod doesn't buy a beer ever in Austin because he had a pick 6 in the OU game. And people to this day come
Mhm.
up to him talking about that play, and he's like, "There's no other game like that. If you have a pick 6 to come back and beat Baylor, at which at the time when he was there, losing to Baylor would have been embarrassing. But people would never be like, "Oh, you had that play to beat Baylor." They don't care if you beat Baylor. You had that play that beat OU. You're put on this different level. I think that rivalry is always going to be like.
It's going to be big. I'm not saying they'll ever take apart, but it won't be the sole thing that can make or break your year because you'll have 2 or 3 other games of equal measure now, and it won't be a sudden surprise that this year Tech is good, so we got to look out for them. This year Baylor's good, we got to look out for them. This year Iowa State's good, but not every year. From now on, when you play this school, they're going to be good. You know it. They were good last year. They're going to be good again this year.
Here's what he had to say about Arkansas and how that rivalry is shaping up.
First of all, I'd like to play better than we played in 2021. We did not play very good in that ball game, and it's a great environment. I jokingly say this, and I feel like when you go to Arkansas, I almost at times feel like they hate Texas more than they like themselves. I mean, that's a real
that's a
rivalry.
true statement.
That's when you're in a real rivalry. And I know so much has been made of us getting to play A&M again. But the fact that we get to play Arkansas again is awesome. I mean, how many teams in the country get to play 3 rivalry games in the regular season? And we get to do that. And so that's one of the beauties of being here. It's one of the beauties of being in the Southeastern Conference. And part of that is so much has been made of conference realignment, and so much has been made of teams now traveling across the country and losing rivalry games that they've had historically. We've benefited. We got 2 back, and so we're looking forward to it. And that's, like I said, it's one of the beauties of making this move.
That's a good point. While all these rivalries have kind of fallen off, it's like, well, Texas is really gaining a couple of these games.
They're exiting. It was when you're the preeminent power in another conference. I mean, yeah, you have to look forward to those big ones. Now you get the regular season that Arkansas hates Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Hates them. I don't think Texas quite looks at Arkansas the same way. I think they've got it exactly right. And that's one of those games that
I think now they don't because Arkansas hasn't been good for a long time.
Yeah. A&M, Jerry tried to manufacture the A&M Arkansas rivalry. You can get him in his building and try and turn it into Texas OU. Arkansas and A&M were too much alike. There's a lot of bumpkins running around.
Well, yeah,
and we don't hate each other the way Arkansas truly hates Texas.
Well, they're both
we don't hate Arkansas.
When you do horns down, do you like your horns close or far?
That whole suey pig thing. Texas, man, it's just going to be so funny to watch you guys this year. All these SEC schools rolling in. It's different than when Baylor comes south. It's not just a bunch of Baptists. This is a whole different thing.
We've got some more sound from SEC Media Days, and after the break, we're going to play some of the quarterback discussion because I think that's what people are really into. Is we'll talk about the transition to the SEC, but Arch Manning's decision to stick around another year, and how Quinn Ewers has dealt with his development and the noise around Arch Manning waiting in the wings. So we'll do those. I don't want to rush them here, but we do have some sound there, including a clip from Ewers about the pressure of having Arch standing on the sideline waiting.
I wonder how they're looking on NCAA football.
I mean, you would know.
Well, I haven't seen those two. I don't know. I mean, how they look in the gameplay.
Okay.
I'm be very curious for those that have it. Tell me what they look like.
I mean, who's got a higher rating?
I'm sure Ewers does. I would assume, but they had to tease.
Arch was a holdout.
Yeah, they had to tease Arch in. He might have got a point or two on his 40. Hey, we'll give you a point on your 40.
Get you in here.
A little bit of more velocity. We'll give you another point there. So you might get up to the low 90s. You never know. Come on over.
Much more cerebral. That's the one thing.
Oh
yeah. You're the most cerebral quarterback.
He maxes on that one.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. We've also in the next hour, besides more SEC media sound, we also get to talk about Bronny James. Oh man,
the worm has turned, my friend.
All you haters, in your face.
He's got my vote. All-star.
Losers.
Rookie year.
He's got it figured out now. The game's coming easy to him.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who thought that this guy wasn't the second coming of his dad, well, now you know.
Double digits, baby.
Now you know what's what. So we'll talk about that, and we'll hit Team USA again, who got a massive, massive win yesterday or last night, whenever it was, up in Abu Dhabi. Their last warm-up. It's go time now, baby. It's go time for Team USA, so we'll hit that as well. And later on in the show, we got the top 10 wide receiver list that came out. So that follows up the top 10 quarterback list from earlier in the week. All that and more coming up on the Morning Huddle right here, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh.
Dude.
What the?
Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon, we got you. Trade in any phone from our top brands in any condition and get a great deal on iPhone 15 with an unlimited ultimate plan. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Only on Verizon.
Okay, if you're sleeping on the hot summer styles and great prices at Kohl's, you're missing out. I just shopped there and scored stylish shirts for my husband, along with some cute crochet dresses for myself. Plus, I saved 30% with my Kohl's card. But even if you don't have one, you can still save an extra 20% on some other great finds and earn Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Take your summer style from hot to sizzling and get to Kohl's. Select styles. 20% off GPO, valid through July 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
One of the preeminent researchers in the field of gratitude, Robert Emmons, writes that grateful people experience higher levels of positive emotions, such as joy and optimism, as well as being protected from the destructive impulses of envy, resentment, greed, and bitterness. So what would your life be like if you experienced and practiced more gratitude? And what impression would your life of gratitude have on others? And here is a bit of encouraging news. You can actually grow in gratitude. And there are two simple words that help us do that. Recognize and acknowledge. Recognize and acknowledge. Gratitude begins with recognition that something good has come into your life. Acknowledgement is recognizing the giver attached to the good gift. In other words, it's about seeing good and saying thank you. It can start with the giver of all good things, God the Father. This is Mark Absher with the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21,000. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start August 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Team USA steamrolled the Joker in Serbia last night, 105-79, in preparation for the Olympics. Steph Curry led all players with 24 points. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs, who are 3-0 in the Las Vegas Summer League, return to action tomorrow as they take on the Philadelphia 76ers. The tip will be 7:30. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's go! Yay! Here we go! 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I forgot to punch there. Morning Huddle. Punch. Yay! Here we go. I need to punch and then play. Is that kind of what you guys gathered from that?
I'm writing down your order of
punch, play.
It's like
punch,
XXY.
Play.
Down arrow,
punch,
right.
play.
Hit stick.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Bronny. He stuck it to you, Rob. He stuck it to you.
To the man. 12 buckets, man. 12 points.
As a lifelong Bronny believer, I knew what he was capable of. And I kept telling you guys would talk that noise. And I said, just you wait. Just you wait till that last preseason game. He's going to light it up. And sure enough,
went out with a bang, not a whimper.
Boom! They weren't ready for it. They call it the okey doke or the rope-a-dope or something, like where you're he's lulling you into a state.
The okey doke. No, the rope-a-dope would be
I think both.
Yeah, the rope-a-dope is where you're taking the punches, you're doing
he's lulling you into a sense of security.
That's what he did. And then he ripped off 12 points. Count them, 12.
I mean, you talk about an unstoppable force. We'll
2
get to that.
5 from the field.
Well, I mean,
you don't laugh at that. That ain't poverty.
40% is what I like to say. 40% from 3. What's Caitlin shoot? 33?
Yeah. So they're done, right?
I think so. Yeah. We'll talk about that a little later. We'll stick with this SEC Media Day stuff. They asked Sark, what are the – and I'm curious your thoughts. What did you think when Aggie went to the SEC? What was like the key thing, the key success to making that transition?
Interior line depth.
Okay.
That is the key to the SEC.
Let's see if Steve Sarkisian agrees with you.
As far as our transition in the Southeastern Conference, I think the key word is respect. Ooh. We have a ton of respect for this conference. We have a ton of respect for the teams, the coaches, the players, and the fans. This is the elite conference in college football, and we're fortunate enough to be part of it. And we won't do anything without having a level of respect of who we play, where we're playing them, the types of players that they have, the coaching that they have. And I think on the flip side of that, we have to go earn their respect. We're not going to get anything in this deal. Nothing's going to be free. Okay, we're going to have to go earn the respect of our opponents, the opposing coaches, the opposing fans, and that's going to be kind of on the forefront of what we do.
So he chose respect, which was a given for the Aggies because they always respect.
The good news is Sark's been there and done that. When the Aggies went there, we took Kevin Sumlin with us, who had no idea what we were getting into. We thought we'd be able to Johnny Manziel our way into finesse football through the SEC. Now, we in Sumlin's defense, he did change the league, and he did prove that offense can, in fact, win in the SEC. But before that, you had to play defense or you weren't going anywhere. So he did change it that way. The league changed when A&M arrived. Sark's been there. He's done that. He knows exactly what to recruit. And look at what he's done over the last two and three recruiting cycles. Look at the classes he's brought in. There's studs. I mean, we're talking about, the elite 5-star skill position, but where he's made his bones is the interior line. The first thing they did when the NIL came out is they announced to the world, every offensive lineman that comes to A&M, what is it, a $30,000 off the top, you got an NIL waiting on you. Even no matter what, just for signing, you don't have to go and do anything. There's an offensive line collective, because he knew that for us to win, I can bring in the Arches, but if he's laying on his back, if Quinn Ewers is running for his life, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Look over in College Station, you'll see. So the real bones he has made are the offensive linemen, and not the 5 stars. It's the 3 and 4 stars that go on the list like, oh, by the way, this 3-star from Lamb Pass is just committed. Those are the guys that win in the SEC. The depth in the interior line.
And then obviously quarterbacks help too, and he's got a couple of them.
Again, they got to be safe, and he's got 2 that can play.
They asked him about Arch Manning and the decision Arch Manning made, which, he could have transferred probably anywhere in the country. I don't know if there's a program in the country that would have said no to him.
Oh, we already had Connor Wegman. We didn't need him.
Yeah. But Sark talked about why Arch was willing to be patient.
Well, I think that's something, historically for us, part of recruiting is your track record. And we've been fortunate to coach some pretty good quarterbacks. We've been fortunate to do it for kind of some decades now. We've been fortunate to have some pretty good quarterback rooms. And I think the Manning family is pretty well aware of that. And I think they trained Arch to try to put himself in the best position to try to play in the best conference in America, and then ultimately put himself in the best position to further his career playing in the National Football League. And so with that, I think Arch's development has been important to the family, and he's reaping the benefit of those things. And so it hasn't been very difficult at all. I think it's been pretty simple for him.
He says he's been reaping the benefit of those. I don't know that he has. I think that you can say he will be reaping the benefit, but there's no guarantee that Arch is any better right now than he was when he got to Texas.
That's
we don't know.
The benefit. I'd rather be thought to be great than be forced to prove it.
You like the prospect theory.
Yeah,
it's
man. I'm the unscratched lottery ticket.
Well, right now, Arch Manning's Trey Lance. We don't know.
I'm telling you, he is as valuable as you want him to be.
Yeah. Well, except that you can't trade him.
No, but I've got him in my back pocket. I've got this value there.
In college, it's a little bit different because I want to know if my guys can play or not. And if they can't, I got to go because you got to find the next guy.
But the thing is, as long as I don't know how good Arch is, I can recruit everybody saying how great he is. I can keep bringing in those wide receivers, those 5 stars saying next year, you're going to play with Arch. You wait till you get a load of him. Well, he's playing with yours. I think the best thing that could happen right now, 2 years into this, is that we don't know how good or bad Arch is, and you can still use him as the recruiting tool. You're going to play with the next. And we're not even talking about the current Heisman candidate. That's yours.
You're right in a way, but also Malik Murphy's gone now.
Yeah.
Like but
he came.
Yeah, but he saw the writing on the wall that Arch is next in line.
Yes, that's the good news.
What are the odds right now you think that Arch Manning ends up being better than Malik Murphy? You feel strongly one way or the other?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Malik Murphy didn't bring me another 5-star out of California.
That's
Arch
true.
Manning did.
Yeah. And that was always the argument when the Sims Applewhite saga was
Sims
going out.
Mattered because that name carried.
And Roy Williams came to Texas because of Chris Sims. B.J. Johnson, Sloan Thomas, all those guys came to Texas because of Chris Sims. And that not
that Ewers didn't help, but it's better to have the unscratched lottery ticket. He is exactly as valuable as the most valuable of the tickets are.
They asked about Ewers, and they asked him about the pressure, if there's any extra pressure with Arch standing behind him. This is actually Quinn Ewers, not Sark.
Yeah, I mean, there's pressure with anything, and I think the pressure alone from playing the quarterback position at Texas comes with its own. And me and Arch have a great relationship and we're really good. We're really good buddies. And, it says in the Bible that iron sharpens iron. So it's just been awesome to have, such a close relationship with all those guys, and especially Arch.
Look at Quinn dropping Bible verses.
Well, also, by the way, when Quinn goes to practice, he drives to practice in a McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to feel bad about your situation, no matter what, when someone just gives you a McLaren to drive.
Life's been
like,
good.
I'm not all that worried about Arch. I just want to make sure my car's clean.
Life's been good to Quinn so far.
It is a good situation, and there's a lot of credit to Quinn Ewers. I mean, he won't get the credit that he deserves, because this could have gone a very different way. And you just brought up the Sims Applewhite. That was a mess.
It was
a mess. In A&M, Murray and Allen, a mess. I mean, it was awful. And this has been not just platonic, not just nice to each other, but I mean, these guys appear to genuinely get along.
And so I think the Sims Applewhite thing was so intriguing, because it was obvious that it was the time when Texas was like really trying to become an NFL factory.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew that Sims was going to play in the league, and the likelihood was that Major was not. And they knew to get guys who wanted, to get the top level guys, you had to say, hey, we're sending guys to the league. And that's what they were trying to do. This is another time in history where, with NIL and transfer portals, it's difficult to make these decisions. That's why I say Malik Murphy might be better than Arch Manning. It's not going to matter, because they made the right choice. Even, I mean, unless Malik Murphy somehow goes and wins a title at Duke, which I got news he won't.
Texas is not Malik Murphy.
No,
that style of quarterback, no matter what. Now and right now Texas can win in whatever style they want to win. And right now Texas wants to win looking really pretty, ball downfield, controlled offensive, NFL style offense. Malik Murphy wasn't going to run that style of offense.
No, but it is interesting, like the decisions that they're making. I feel like they are. It's a glamour spot. That's what they're looking to be, is like the glamour landing spot.
It's the most glamorous spot in the SEC already, and that's what's turning already more glamorous than Athens, certainly more glamorous than Tuscaloosa.
Oh, well, like from a city standpoint.
No, I'm talking about the football program is more glamorous.
Florida?
Yes, it's more.
Okay.
Texas arrived, and that's why everybody's looking sideways at them, because they got here they got the nicest stuff in the coolest city and the best uniform and the biggest deal. Yeah, that the rest of the SEC looking over like, oh my goodness, they're here, and they've already got the good stuff. They're already here.
Nashville's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the football team ain't. Seriously, if
who wants to play for a team called the Commodores?
Well, let me tell you, SMU managed it in Dallas. If Vandy ever decided we're going to be good at football, look out, because Nashville is the kind of city that could compete with Austin. So it's just a matter of want to with Vanderbilt. They just don't want to. They've been beaten down for so long. They don't even know what it's like to want to compete.
Well, and also like the academic standards make it.
Well, the SMU used to say that too. That ain't true.
Yeah.
They're the pay your fee, get your B school. But
Sark, they asked him about how Quinn's dealt with the noise, so to speak.
I think Quinn's probably like the coolest guy in the room. He doesn't get caught up in what a Heisman. Probably if you asked him, would he even know? He's just not caught up in that stuff. When Quinn gets free time, he's going to go hunt or he's going to go fish. When he's here, he's going to work. And he's just working on his craft. He's being with his teammates, and so. Even in game, when you think about Quinn, when he shows those moments of emotion, right, on a great throw, it's almost like shocking to people, because even when the bad moments occur, he stays so calm and so cool in the moment that with the hype, I just don't think we have to worry too much about that. He's more focused on trying to win a championship, playing the best football he can play, being the best leader, the best teammate he can be. That's probably more important to him than what award might be down the road, because some people are saying he might win it. I mean, there's so much football to go play. I don't think he's worried about it at all.
Let me tell you.
Do you think Quinn Ewers drives his McLaren to go hunt and fish?
No, he's got NIL pickup.
Oh, he's got a truck for that. Okay.
Everything about Quinn Ewers should be something I don't like. You know, I remember when he coming out of South Lake and all that was the hair, the reclassifying the Ohio State. Everything he's done gives me reason not to like this guy. But every time I hear more about him, the more I like him. The more he's far more grounded than he should be.
He seems like a good old boy, kind of.
Well, I mean,
like, it's weird because you mentioned the McLaren, but everything else about him is like he's just a regular dude. It seems like.
Consider the hype when he was at South Lake. This kid gave up his senior year of high school to go to college at Ohio State.
Yeah,
that's what he did. There's something about him that says I shouldn't like him. That he should be this prima donna quarterback. He should be Josh Rosen, is who he should be.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that's who he was.
But we're not seeing any of that.
I'm telling you, he is the reason why Arch is there. It's not because Arch chose to stay. Quinn Ewers welcomed this cat in, and he could have frozen him out. He could have said, you know what? I'm not going to talk about him. I'm going to do everything I can to undermine him at every turn. I'm going to be the quarterback at Texas as long as I want to be, and Arch will have nothing to say about it. And if I do things right, he'll transfer. He had that kind of pull when he arrived at Texas. He could have made this a mess like I saw at A&M, like we have seen in the past. And it's because Quinn was a good host and a senior leader that this has happened, not because of Manning at all. And the way Sark just talked about him, that is as glowing as any coach can talk about a kid. Very impressed.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. It's a credit to, I think it's a credit to Sark too.
It's 100%.
Because he's got both these guys to buy in and
with no lies told, no unfulfilled promises hanging out there. They know where they are.
I mean, I remember when they signed Arch, people were like,
I laughed.
This is it for Quinn.
Yeah.
He's done. No, he's like,
well, it wasn't about
he can wait
play
a
or
year.
Not. Ewers could have pouted like a baby and just made things as difficult as possible at every turn, and he hasn't.
Nope. This is it's impressive, and it's funny because there's a lot of times in this day and age, even at the big, I was gonna say even at the best programs, when it's Tua and Jalen Hurts out of here. Remember, JT Daniels was the recruit of recruits, 5-star of all the 5-stars. A walk-on starts pushing him. JT Daniels out the door at Georgia. Like the idea that these were both top quarterback in the country types, and they're both still at Texas. I think it speaks a lot to them and to Sark. So I give a lot of credit.
He's done what most can't.
All right. Enough SEC media days. When we come back, finally, we get into the meat. Bronny James. I think, can we call it his coming out party?
Well, at least he did it before the lights came on at the end of the night. But yeah, okay.
He's now a pro. He's now a real pro, probably starting for the Lakers.
They've got their point guard.
I think they found the new magic, they're calling him. We'll talk about it next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
The Connecticut company here in San Antonio would like to offer you something that most companies wouldn't dream of. Free water softener, 90 days. They want to prove to you what most people in your neighborhood already know, that Connecticut is the best water softener you can find for this part of the world. Connecticut's, they're made in the United States, designed with the idea of taking care of water, the likes of which most places don't have to deal with here in South Central Texas. You know, our aquifers strain through that good limestone, brings a little bit of that stuff up into your pipes. And the longer it does it, the more it builds up. And before you know it, you're paying a guy with rubber boots a whole bunch of money to fix something that you could have avoided at the very beginning with the Connecticut water softener. They take care of you. They take care of your pipes. You know how you know that? Because you're not going to see that white stuff on your plates anymore. You're not going to see or feel that stuff on your skin. You're not going to see the residue in dishes that sat out for too long. It's going to go away and your water's going to taste better too. You want to find out? Call 656-PURE today. Connecticut will have a water softener in your home for 90 days, and you can find out. And if at the end of the time I didn't tell you the truth, you're not happy with it, call them. They'll come and pick it up. But you're probably going to be just like me and a Connecticut customer for life, because not only will you have the very best, you're going to have the very best warranty to go along with it. Find out today. Call 656-PURE. You need more details? You better go to KineticoSA.com. They got them all there. Say it while you type it. KineticoSA.com. Call Kinetico today. Get the very best. And I know you're going to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it was Texas yesterday. Today, it is the Texas A&M Aggies. Mike Elko will address the media at the SEC Media Day.
All the reaction from that, plus the Texans have started training camp. John McClain from HoustonTexans.com joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Jedi are being murdered.
Now streaming, Star Wars Returns, only on Disney+.
I didn't do it! Believe me!
She was my student. Let me be the one to bring her in.
Now she's a student of the dark side. An acolyte.
Star Wars The Acolyte. New episodes Tuesdays, only on Disney+.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you miss The Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Headline: Margarita butt funnel in booth of popular family restaurant rocks small Georgia town to its core. Was it a salted margarita? Is he using high end or bottom shelf?
Probably bottom shelf or the hiney end. Are there rules when it comes to butt plug margaritas?
It's a butt funnel.
Oh, funnel.
A butt plug would actually keep you from getting drunk.
Right home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Bronny, oh, Bronny. Man, y'all weren't ready for this. Y'all weren't ready for Bronny to come up and just turn into Michael Jordan overnight, but he did.
What's his stat line? What'd he do? We got 12 points.
2 of 5 from 3, which I like to just say 40%. 5 of 11 from the field. 12 points, 1 rebound, no assists.
Well, he was shooting,
but he only had 1 turnover.
He was shooting.
Yeah, he became the go-to guy.
He's a lead guard, not a point. He's the lead guard, man. He
that's
takes
what
you
it
where you want to go.
was. He said, "You know what? I got to carry us. And he did.
As a guy who knows that this is I'm happy for the kid. He had a nice game on what was a terrible week for him. It was. That poor guy.
How can it be terrible? Your coach said you're the next Lou Dort. Things are good.
So he got a stand-up interview on national TV. The Lakers are done. They're not going to play another game, right? This is it. That was their last game.
They are done.
And now he can go focus on his craft.
Which is
following his dad to the Olympics. Enjoying a Parisian vacation on Team USA basketball.
Yeah. There's no positive. I mean, listen, nice. This wasn't a horrific game, although when a guy has 12 points and supposedly the reason why he's even allowed on the court right now is because he's such a lockdown defender, how he still finished with the worst plus minus, not only on his team, but in the entire game is a little concerning. I mean, maybe that defense isn't as strong as you would.
The plus minus is a silly thing. Who's he on the court with? He might have been on guys.
That's true.
The season's going to play out, and certainly LeBron has some heft, and there'll be a day when LeBron plays for the Lakers in LA. It's going to happen this year. But I do believe that last night was the swan song of Bronny's career. I mean, he'll step up and he'll do a stand-up after he comes up and gets on the bench with the Lakers. And he'll probably get a minute or two here and there. But this is it.
I mean, he's just not an NBA player.
He's not. And he's going to come back
and he's not going to be able to develop into one given the situation that he's in.
He's going to keep playing. We'll see him next year in the G League, but we're not going to see him after next year. It's just he's had his day in the sun. He had a nice game. I think we're done.
Yeah.
With him.
You know what? He got him. He's going to end up getting himself a little bit of service time, and he could say
fade into the.
He'll be able to say, "I play in the NBA."
Yeah, he'll get up, and we'll talk to him when he gets into. And then he'll be the human victory cigar one night. They're up by 30 against somebody, and he'll get some minutes.
And you know what? Maybe he'll have a kid that plays, and then it'll be 3 generations, and that'll be the big story.
We'll start focusing on his brother, who actually can play.
Right, but people will say, "Well, thank God that when LeBron James III hits the league, they'll be like, well, this wouldn't be a story if Bronny hadn't gotten into some NBA games, and so he'll have to do that." But yeah, this is such a farce. We knew it was a farce from the beginning. When I told you, I warned you that they were going to sign him to a real contract.
$8 million for that. $8 million. He's getting paid for that.
There's teams out there like sweating the aprons and stuff, and then the Lakers are just like, we'll give them
$8 million.
$8 million.
Largest guaranteed non-draft.
I mean,
ever second round draft pick ever.
Wild. But hey,
man, he got his stand up. He won a game.
And I was wrong. The Lakers do have one game left.
Oh, good. Okay.
They're at Cleveland today. They're against the Cavs today.
Do you sit him? Do you leave him hot? Do you let him drop? What is a drop the mic moment, or do you want him to see if he can repeat?
Well, are you still playing for a playoff spot?
Are they? I don't think so.
No, you know what? I'm looking at it now. They have a game tomorrow. No, they have a game today against the Cavs.
Oh, so yeah,
and then they have a
game.
Day. They have a game Saturday. They're playing Chicago, so they must be in some. They're in all the TBDs are starting to fill in now.
Okay, so they made the playoffs
or the consolation bracket. I don't know.
What? Does everybody continue to play, even though
I think maybe everybody continues to play
the round robin? The first couple of years of Vegas, there was no champion. They just played games. And everybody.
That's what it should be.
Now no one cares, but no, we do care because what else are we going to do? So I played through this Tuesday after the Spurs win the Las Vegas Summer League title. Football season will begin, so we will continue to pay close and rapt attention on the growth of the young Bronny James career. He's going to get some playoff minutes.
The entire show tomorrow will be dedicated to the Spurs matchup with the Sixers.
As it should be.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for in San Antonio. As a lifelong Spurs fan, I have been waiting for this moment forever, really. Mm-hmm. For as long as I've been a Spurs fan, I've been waiting for this moment, and it's finally here.
You plan your goals. You win Summer League. You win the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And then, next year's playoffs. But this year, you win the sideline things that really don't matter.
Yeah. And raise a banner.
Yeah, you get banners too. They're not very big banners.
They should be smaller.
The size of a notebook.
They'll be the size of the WNBA ones, right?
How big are those? I don't know. Are they big? I'd like to think that they're worthy. But you win the little ones. You get the little trophies. You get used to winning. Win in Vegas. Win that silly thing, whatever we're calling it, the Commissioner's Cup.
Mm-hmm.
You're well on your way, man. Look at what it did for the Lakers.
I mean, oh, man.
They won it last year. Catapulted them to a first-round out.
Let's do some math. Lakers win the Commissioner's Cup. Then the next draft, they get the best player in the draft in Bronny James.
The biggest steal, anyway. It was theft.
And now next year, they start winning titles. I think that's the format, right? So this year's Bronny James is Cooper Flagg. So if the Spurs can get Cooper Flagg, win the in-season tournament,
it's those little things that get you there. It's not the obvious stuff.
Yeah, man, you might be onto something here, Rob. So but we will preview the game tomorrow. Is the Spurs wrap up at least I don't want to say the regular season.
I don't know what else to call
it. The regular season of Summer
season.
League.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. It's very odd, but it's the regular season of Summer League that they'll be wrapped. That's probably the best word for
play.
Pool play. I like that. Don't pee in the pool. That's not playing. Team USA, baby. USA. Where's my sound?
We need the national anthem.
What the hell, man?
We are standing tall.
Let me see if I can figure this out. Hotkeys. How do I what page is my song on? Anytime I talk about the USA, I've got to I don't know.
Where's Ingrid?
It's gone.
What?
How the hell? It's nowhere to
I
be
didn't
found?
move it.
This is more sabotage from the Blitz.
I think we're venturing into realms that
give me a break, guys.
Even those guys aren't capable of. Do we have any drops?
Has earned it.
Do we have any what?
Do we have any drops?
I have that drop.
That's a good one.
I have.
Bronny has earned it.
And I have.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yeah, but my song is gone.
I'm
I got this one.
Hump day.
Which you didn't have yesterday. The irony of that.
Where the hell is my song?
Well,
Vic, are you telling me it's really gone?
Let's see.
He's pulling wires out of the wall in the other room right now.
Yeah. We're in a panic. This is garbage.
I think we should probably go to break.
Yeah.
And fix this.
Well, hopefully when we come back, we'll talk Team USA and maybe play some of the theme song, but I don't know. I don't know if we can, thanks to the sabotaging of the Blitz. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 3rd from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children. Only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palabas, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Tiger King, what happened in prison this week?
You know what's crazy? Tell Gigi I'm thinking about turning it straight because being gay is a pain in the butt. So.
He worked on that line all week.
Yeah, I really suck at being gay.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Concerned about age-related macular degeneration, or AMD? If you're over 50, then you should be. AMD impacts as many as 1 in 10 Americans over 50, severely impacting your vision and robbing you of your ability to drive, read, and enjoy the vibrant beauty of life. Now, protecting your eyes is easier thanks to New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements. Specifically formulated to improve eye health, New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements not only protect your eyes, but help improve night vision, as well as helping to relieve eye fatigue caused by digital devices. Only New Nordic uses wild Swedish blueberries because of their superior concentration of color pigments, which are vital to eye function and health. New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements are Scandinavia's #1 selling natural eye formula, but now you can find them at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com. Enjoy healthy vision with New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements. Available now at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Will CeeDee Lamb show up for training camp or hold out for a new deal? San Antonio Sports Star is live from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, with the answer to that question and others. Team coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds begins Monday morning, July 29th. South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How come I can't play my my thing now? Oh, there we go.
There it is.
That our flag was still there.
Stand taller. Walk
Team
prouder.
USA, baby!
You're an American.
Suck on that, rest of the world, as Team USA smacked that Serbian ass last night.
Steph, welcome to the international ball.
Yeah,
Found
baby.
it. That Baden ball felt good last night.
And Rob was like trying to make excuses for those Serbians, Joker. Like, oh, they're missing some good players. We're missing KD, a guy named Kevin Durant.
That's a frightening proposition for anybody. And no hurry, KD. Take your time. We'll see in a week and a half. I don't know what he's dealing with, but no rush.
Do you think that they're going to stick with this this hockey line thing that they're doing? Like, you think that's going to happen during the actual Olympics? Or?
I would. No, I think Anthony Edwards might find his way in the starting lineup. Last night they didn't need to. I think they liked the way Steph was hitting, and that will keep him out of the lineup. But as long as they don't have an offensive consistent thing, I think Edwards might end up. But I like the hockey line thing because when watching the game yesterday, it is just unbelievable to hear the horn go off and hear the ref wave everybody in, and you're watching Booker and Adebayo walk in, and you could just see the Serbs just kind of go, oh, my gosh. I mean, this is the second line. Yeah, I would do it just to intimidate.
7 MVP awards represented by the Americans, and that doesn't include Kevin Durant, who hasn't played yet. But, these are, 2 for Serbia, but didn't matter. Not enough, Bubba. Not enough.
And they're doing this with Embiid starting he's overweight and stiff.
Yeah, he's banged up. Like, he just doesn't look right. It hasn't mattered. That and, well, listen, if Bam Adebayo is going to come in and hit 3 3-pointers on you, boy, the rest of the world's in real trouble. Real trouble.
Because he is an ideal international type, because they bring him in off the bench, and you have to have these huge dudes to deal with Anthony and Embiid, and then you bring Adebayo out and suddenly running high pick and rolls with Devin Booker or pick and pops, and he's not rolling. He's rolling to the corner to hit threes. It was a devastation last night. The Team USA in the second quarter, even with the addition of Kevin Durant, can't look any better than they did. They can run it differently. They can run some plays instead of just being, the greatest ballers in the world, but they can't look any better.
Adebayo made 15 3-pointers all season for Miami. He made 3 last night.
International ball.
Dude.
It's Abu Dhabi air.
We are burying these jokers.
I do think that the Serbs kind of gave up there in the second half. The game wasn't even that close. I mean, it was a 40-point spread. It could have been 60.
And whatever you say about Embiid, and you're right, I don't think he's quite in game shape, but you don't really shut down Jokic, but he certainly flustered the hell out of him. Joker 6 of 19 from the field. So he did a pretty good job on that end, at least. And that is, I think that's what you're going to get with because this is let's face it, he's the best international big man.
By far.
And if Embiid and AD are doing that job on him, what are the rest of the guys in store for?
So he's the best individual. Now, when the Team USA has lost in the last 10 years anyway, it's because of big man play. The bigs play differently and better in international ball than we're accustomed to. And we haven't taken our best. We still got to go against the French team that's got the two best defensive players in the world.
Yeah.
That's where we look unstoppable right now, but we didn't see that.
By the way, I'm curious how France looks with Wemby on the floor with a guy like Gobert.
I can't wait to see it. I'd just be very interested to see what
I was clamoring for.
What the attempt. So we'll see it in about 10 days, but it's going to be a very different game because they can dominate in the paint, the French. And as good as Embiid can be, he ain't that now. And Anthony Davis, who's playing out of his mind right now, we'll be asking him to maintain something that, quite frankly, he hasn't been able to. And as a Laker, type, you don't necessarily want him to put any extra tread or work on those tires because there's not a lot left there. So they look unbeatable. They can't be beaten the way they played last night. But again, it's going to come down to big play. And when Steph Curry's hitting, it's going to be about impossible too.
So that is it. I guess I should have mentioned Anthony Davis, six blocks on Wednesday. That'll get the job done.
2 straight games of just ridiculous basketball.
Team USA now, they're headed to London for their next couple of exhibition games. The last 2 exhibition games. The first one Saturday against South Sudan, who is the worst team in the field.
I think they're going to buy Bronny in.
This might get ugly.
Some Olympic work. LeBron has asked Bronny come in and get some Olympic work in.
I think Caitlin might play in this game.
I think we could actually afford to do that.
Yeah, I think there's a good possibility that Caitlin plays, and because they said, just go out there, chuck some bad threes.
South Sudan.
It's just on the map. It's right below North Sudan. If that's
Sounds
what you're
like
asking.
A joke, to be honest with you. South Sudan.
They're the best team in Africa.
Where are you from, Sudan? No, not the good part of Sudan, the south part. I'm from the south side, man.
Well,
I'm South Sudan, not the north, not the rich Sudanese. Those guys eat once a week. We haven't eaten in a month.
Well, where would you rather be from, North or South Korea?
North Sudan. Well, no, South.
See, South can be good.
And South Sudan's only like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And they're already winning the basketball title.
Better watch out, Bubba.
The South Sudanese.
We coming.
Not the good part of Sudan, the south part.
Go Tigers. We coming.
Just south of 90.
That's right.
South Sudan.
Yep. So that we'll see how Team USA looks on Saturday against those South Sudanese. Hopefully we bring our best because that's what the USA is all about. That's right. Sing it, honey.
God, I'm proud.
Bring it home. Ah, yes. USA.
Play ball!
USA. Unstoppable.
They played that before the game last night, and Joker was just not himself. After that, he wept during the anthem.
I'm so emotional, US and they. Everyone here is lovely singer.
You listen to this before every game? This is what it sounds like?
This is American music?
It makes them mad.
This is American music?
Oh, wow, you guys are tough.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Bogdanovich was looking at her like, what?
Bogdan just chose not to play. Like, I'm not stepping out there.
I want to be part of this.
These Americans are fired up, man.
I want to be part of this.
They like this.
This is what they listen to for joy, for pleasure. This is terrible.
These are animals.
This is a different kind of people. These people have no morals, no emotions.
This is your anthem? Yes, it is.
Yeah, Bubba, that's our song, all right?
Going back to your fancy operas and symphony
music. I don't know what you guys do in Serbia.
Anybody off the street sing it. And the drunker, the better.
That's right. We just send them to rehab the next day. No big deal.
One good performance out of them.
Let's look her up. Say, where is she now, Vic? Look, Ingrid Andress, where is she now?
Trembling Hills.
What happened to her? Trembling Hands?
Trembling Hills. Here's what ails you.
Trembling Hands rehab center. Where is Ingrid Andress? Come on, baby.
It's some Hollywood by the Malibu.
Checks into rehab.
Post rehab and spa.
I want to know where.
She's in Cabo hiding. That's her rehab. She hears it's fun. What? XOXO.
Maybe we can. I bet we can. If we worked on it, we could probably get a phone call into her.
Don't you have to
at the rehab
turn in
center.
all of your communicated devices?
That's what we'd have to call her on the facility. She'd have to be like there'd be a doctor there watching.
Oh, we'd have to act like we're like the Super Bowl, calling to ask her to do the national anthem. Hey, this is John from the Super Bowl.
We've got
Ingrid available.
We've got a really big, important government
Are
job.
You available February the 30th? Will you be out by then?
We've got a big, important government job. Singing about America. Oh, I've done that before.
To our troops.
I've done that before.
We're sending you overseas.
That's what got me here. Yeah. Poor gal. She'll never be the same. And honestly, the more I've heard that, this is going to sound crazy. The more I've listened to that song, the less attractive she is. I know that's terrible, but it's like
I want to start.
When I first saw her, I was
where
like,
you started on this. Was there an attractive level that has decreased, or just no improvement?
So the first picture I saw of her is that one down to the left, the bottom left.
The hippy dippy one.
That's the first picture I saw of her when I looked up who sang the national anthem.
Well, the middle one wouldn't have gotten, but them.
I mean,
keep scrolling down, Vic.
I mean,
there's some that are all right.
Listen, she's not, we're not sending our best. She's not world class, Rob, but she's all right. But now that I've been hearing that song, I don't know if she's going to make it.
I bet she's, if this was the culmination of a series of bad decisions.
I don't know if her career is going to make it because, let's face it, in country music, you've either got to be a really good singer or you got to be really hot.
She's the
and have
rebel.
the right people producing you.
Hank Williams couldn't sing. He's a rebel.
Well,
she's a rebel. Ingrid went and sang the national anthem drunk.
That's true.
She got some credit amongst the swamp people.
All her rowdy friends are coming over
I'm
tonight.
telling you, she's so tough. She's so American. She had a beer or two before she sang national anthem as it should be. She's going to sell out.
She's like Lady Kid Rock now that I think about it.
I'm telling you, there's a cadre of folks that say, you know what, that's more American than anybody else is. She ain't afraid to have beer and go sing.
She said, I'm an American badass. Watch me kick. You can roll with Ingrid or you can suck my.
Wow. I wonder if she was drinking American beer.
Yeah.
Hope she wasn't drinking a Heineken.
A Molson.
A Molson.
She is from Michigan. They probably do drink that Canadian beer up there. Labatt.
Yeah, that's Canadian.
Canadian beer used to, when I was young and impressionable, I used to drink Canadian beer because it was a higher ABV. Like you drink 4 Molsons will get you way further than 4 Bud Lights would have got you when you're 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, but actually Molson wasn't a bad beer.
Well, I mean,
is that still a beer? Is that still around?
I would guess. I don't know.
I know Labatt's is.
I'm a beer snob now, so I don't drink Molson anymore. But there was a
Molson
time.
Golden. Remember the Molson Goldens?
That was. It's funny to think about now. I'm a beer snob. There was a time in my life where I would drink a 40 ounce of Mickey's Fine Malt liquor out of the wide mouth bottle.
Well, chicks in New York paying top dollar for that now. I think that's isn't that like a fancy beer now?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Boy, man, the Mickey's Big Mouth. A lot of people just kind of vomited in their mouth when I said that. Kind of. Oh yeah, Big Mickey's Big Mouth.
On base, it was $1.50 for a 40 ounce.
Those little hand grenade things.
No, I'm talking about the big ones.
Yeah.
Like you could either get the 6-pack of hand grenades or you get 40 ounces for $1.50. And mind you, I was an enlisted man. I wasn't like Rob, like an officer, like Rob. I was pinching pennies, and I was also 19 years old, so I had to have my
E1.
my roommate had to go buy my beer for me. But I'd be like, "Hey, man, can you get me a couple of those Mickey's 40s?" And they're like, "Oh, you're drinking that?" And I'm like, "Well, hell yeah, it's $3 for 2 of them."
Yeah, when I was in, they had beer in the vending machines on base.
Oh yeah,
but you were Navy.
Yeah, that was that you were in Nam. That's
No.
By the time I got to the
No, it was
military, they didn't
early
have
90s.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
early 90s. Yeah, sure it was.
You were in the NAM.
Yeah.
You were drinking beer when they still had the pull tabs.
He was in Korea.
You were pulling the tab like it was a hand grenade.
The MASH theme plays and Vic starts tearing up. Oh, I remember.
We're getting a little close here.
They're going to start that's what's going to happen soon. They're going to make Desert Storm shows.
Dude, I served with Vietnam vets. That's how old I am.
They're going to make Desert Storm show. Like when I got to the Army, the guys who had been in Desert Storm, it was like, oh, those are the old heads, man.
I'm the old head. I was in Desert Shield.
And they're like, oh, I was in. I've been in Desert Storm and 9/11.
Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and 9/11. I've seen it all.
I've seen it all. Them boys in the desert don't scare me nothing.
No problem. The sand fleas. I eat them for breakfast.
That's right. Can't stop us. Team USA,
Stand
baby.
tall.
USA. That's right. Sing it, girl.
Sounds like she's like hanging by one hand.
I mean,
like about to fall off a cliff.
She had an illness. She was sick.
That's what it was.
Maybe you forgot. What we're going to do next hour. Well, we're going to do a lot of things, but I want to talk about this top 10 list of wide receivers. CD Lamb. CD, where does he fall versus where will he be paid? I've got a feeling he's going to be paid more than this list thinks he should be paid. If we were paying based on merit around these parts, which the NFL we know doesn't pay based on merit.
Meritocracy, I've been told.
No, not in the NFL. It's when's it your turn? Oh, you play wide receiver, you're pretty good, you're going to make the most money. Next guy, you're not as good as the last guy, but you're pretty good. Now you make the most. It's just the way it works.
Football's a meritocracy.
CeeDee Lamb's going to make more than Justin Jefferson. I'm going to say go ahead and write that down now. That's my bold prediction.
He's better than Jefferson.
Stop it. You sound like, you know who
he's better than Jefferson.
You know who you sound like? I'm gonna put you in rehab. You keep talking crazy.
I watch the receiver. He's better.
Rob's gonna come to work and say the things I said about Justin Jefferson weren't me.
I need to give you a better me, so I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna see what rehab's all about. I hear it's real fun.
XO
Rob.
Won't have me to kick around anymore.
That's right.
I'm gonna go to Canada and sing "God Save the Queen."
That's not Canada's song. They sing "Oh Canada."
Oh, well, I'm going to Britain and singing "Oh Canada."
You got the first part right. Oh Canada. That's how it starts. I don't know the rest.
See, theirs is so easy.
We stand on guard for thee.
See, that's easy. They don't have to say "or."
I don't. Yeah, that's a tough word.
They don't have to do any of that stuff. They don't have that whole octave change. Our home and native land, crack beer, go. I mean, they got it down. They did it right.
When Judy Garland sang "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," was it over or o'er the rainbow?
I think she did the "v."
Yeah,
but she had more time.
Well, I mean,
2 beats, over and or one.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's how you shorten it, I guess. Or is a 1-syllable word.
Mm-hmm.
Or. And over is 2. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Francis Scott Key should have figured that out.
You know, he should have done better. But we thank God that Ingrid came to help us out.
Thank God.
To do it as it was initially intended.
Someone had to do it. Someone had to do it. All right. Top 10 wide receivers. And we'll hit the daily lines again on the other side. We'll give you a U.S. Open or a British Open update coming up as well. Morning Huddle 941.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Reinagel from The Blitz. I cannot tell you how happy I am with my brand new Connecticut quality water softener. Had it in my house now for about 2 weeks, and the difference it is making is just unbelievable. You know, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America, and you live in San Antonio in South Texas, a water softener, it's a must. And Connecticut is the absolute best, up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Simple design, fewer moving parts, and in fact, you don't plug it in. No plug-in at all. It does not run on electricity. It only works when you need it to work. And right now, if you've been thinking about a Connecticut quality water softener in your home, Connecticut is going to let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Team USA steamrolled the Joker in Serbia last night, 105-79, in preparation for the Olympics. Steph Curry led all players with 24 points. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs, who are 3-0 in the Las Vegas Summer League, return to action tomorrow as they take on the Philadelphia 76ers. The tip will be 7:30. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Here we go.
That's right, baby. What a day. We've had SEC Media Days talk. We've had Ladies Basketball League talk. Team USA. I mean,
we got All-Star Weekend around the bend. We got the Scottish Open in the hole. We got the Open in play.
Yeah, the Open Championship. Did you see the mayor of Paris swam in the River Seine to make people say, like, people were like, oh, the water's too dirty. She's like, oh, it's okay.
Now I understand that the opening ceremonies
are on the river.
Yeah, San Antonio, pay close attention to this.
For
we
when
have a river,
and we'll get the Olympics one day.
It's a little narrow, a little more narrow than theirs, but
I don't think they could do Olympic swimming in that river.
I think we could.
That would be shocking.
But it'd have to be a different kind of event. It wouldn't be the traditional swimming, but I think we could do something.
I don't know.
It's like, like salvaging a homeless person, bringing the homeless to shore.
I think it's a safe bet.
Finding your cell phone in the water, that could be an event.
I think it's a safe bet that San Antonio's not going to get an Olympic Games in our lifetime.
You know, there was a movement about 35, 40 years ago. We hosted the Pan American Games.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some thought way back when that us, San Antonio, along with maybe Austin, there was a formatory group, an exploratory group, that we thought that we might try to host an Olympic. Back now, 40 years ago, we were talking about doing it now. You know, it'd have been a long, but there was a move afoot. We hosted the Pan Am Games, did a pretty good job of it. And we thought, well, what's the next step? And kind of thought about it for a minute and then decided we'd build an Alamo Dome instead.
Probably better use, because I think much like the MLS team, it would have ended up not showing
we'd
up.
Have had to partner with, but you know, when you do that, it's a massive expenditure, but you end up with a bunch of cool stuff. It's just whether you use it right or not. I mean, most countries build it and then that just falls to rubble because they can't afford to maintain it. But you know, you get a new big swimming complex and a biking complex, and you build all that stuff, and if you use it right, it can continue to help. Like Atlanta's done a really good job with all the stuff they built.
I think that big bird nest stadium in China is like rubble.
Yeah, they just like. Have you seen all the facilities in Brazil, which wasn't that long ago? It's just like covered its jungle again. So we thought we'd pair up with Austin, and it'd be this regional Texas Olympics, and there was a move afoot. It's been a minute to do that.
I can't imagine that would have worked out. I think it just takes such a different level of infrastructure.
And we weren't good. Back then, like I said, the Pan Am Games were a success. Everybody was happy. The local folks made some money. Hotels were full. Everybody sold T-shirts, and everybody went away happy. We thought, if we multiply this times 20, which would have been the beginning of what an Olympic effort would have been, think of what we'd get then. And then we realized the expenditure would have cost us a lot of money and a lot of headache, and the traffic would have been awful, and we wouldn't have liked it.
So things would have been just like now.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. The NFL's top 10 list. We've seen the quarterback list, and we've seen every position now except for one. The last list comes out today. That's cornerbacks. The running backs list came back all the way July 8th.
Mm-hmm. There's only like 5 running backs in all the NFL now. It was an easy one.
Well, no, that's not true. They had a top 10 list.
Oh, so they found 10 real running backs. See, the Cowboys have been able to even find one.
Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Nick Chubb, Saquon, which, by the way, that was one of the cooler things I thought on Hard Knocks.
We got to talk about this.
The owner of the Giants is like talking to Joe Shane, who's like the GM, and the owner says, I'm going to have a real hard time sleeping at night if Saquon's a Philadelphia Eagle. He's like, this is the most popular player on our team. We can't let that happen. And then it happened.
Well, he went 17.5. Nope, I'm not. I can lose sleep. I'll set an alarm.
Jonathan Taylor, 5. Bijan, 6. Josh Jacobs, 7. Jahmyr Gibbs, 8. Derrick Henry, 9. And Travis Etienne, 10.
Sure.
So there's a list.
So, but, running backs are the most undefinable product in all the NFL.
They kind of are.
I mean, 10 could be 1. I mean, depending on the line in front of them and the scheme. Sure, I like all those.
Micah Parsons, who was apparently complaining about his standing on the list, which I don't know how he can. Micah Parsons was 3rd on the edge rushers list. The 2 guys ahead of him, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. I mean, he's ahead of Nick Bosa, ahead of Max Crosby. That's a lot of respect to Micah Parsons.
Use it as motivation the next time you go against a sumo wrestler in practice.
Yeah, I don't know why he'd be mad about that. But the wide receiver list came out yesterday, and number 1 on the list is Justin Jefferson. No surprise. I guess maybe
there's a few other around the league that might argue just a bit.
Justin Jefferson was number 1 last year, number 1 this year.
He's that good, yes.
Number 2, Tyreek Hill. Number 3, Jamar Chase, who I think if I were making a case for anybody that's not Justin Jefferson be number 1, it might be Jamar Chase. Number 4, CeeDee Lamb. He was ranked number 10 last year.
Wow.
The highest anybody ranked him was 3rd. The lowest anybody ranked him was 10th.
Who ranked him 10th?
I don't know. But led the NFL in receptions last year, 2nd in yards behind Tyreek Hill. I mean, this is a solid place to be.
And he's going to get paid.
He's going to get paid.
He'll be the easiest pay for the Cowboys. It'll be no problem.
It's you know what? It's almost like the Caleb Williams thing. I was saying this should be so easy because you're slotted.
Right.
And now CeeDee Lamb's not officially slotted, but it's really simple. Look at what Justin Jefferson just got. Copy and paste, send it to CeeDee's agent. That's what you're going to have to. That's the starter. My guess is that gets it done because I bet even CeeDee looks at Justin Jefferson and says, "Okay, that's what I'm aspiring to be."
No, I disagree with that. He's looking for more.
Okay,
are you kidding?
I was trying to be realistic. Like
I think he has every right to ask for more. Look what I did. I led the league. That doesn't mean he's the best, but. And when Justin comes up, he'll be the best. And when Chase comes up, he'll be the best. I can find a number to justify it. of all the contracts that Jerry's going to have to deal out over the next 2 years, this is the easiest one.
Yeah.
Without hesitation. You were happy when you got him. He fell into your lap. You got that extra fit. You pay the man. It'll be an easy do. CD knows it. I don't know why he's playing this game. I know he wants it now. He will get it. He's going to get it, and it'll be sooner than later.
Lifetime Achievement Award on this list, and still banging, certainly goes to Devontae Adams.
The future Jet?
Number 5 on the list, 31 years old. Number 6, A.J. Brown. Number 7, Amon-Ra St. Brown. 8, Mike Evans. That's a
wow.
Yeah, still hanging around. Number 9, Stephon Diggs. And number 10, Brandon Ayuk, who's also been in the news of late. Brandon Ayuk's highest ranking, 3rd. Lowest ranking, unranked.
Well, one wrote for the Chronicle, San Francisco Cron. I'm not sure who the unranked was. But.
Yeah.
We talked about the ill-defined running back. I mean, all those guys were good, bad. I don't know. I'll put all of the running backs on that top 10 list. Yes. The wide receivers is such a there's more to it than that. But at the same time, Mike Evans is still a top 10 wide receiver. And I don't argue with that. But I feel like there's more really good wide receivers in the NFL than any other position. That there are more of this right now than any other position. Every team has access to a higher than average wide receiver. That's not always been the case.
I agree with you, and here's what makes me agree with you. Think about the guys who didn't get named.
Yes.
Deebo Samuel didn't get named. Cooper Kupp, remember 2 years ago was like the triple crown of receivers, yards, receiving.
Did Puka get mentioned there?
No mention for Puka. No mention for Jalen Waddle. No mention for Amari Cooper. No mention for T. Higgins.
There's so
Keenan
many
Allen.
good guys out there now that you go, well, yeah, that top 10 is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But there's my second 20 years ago would be the top 10.
Yep.
I mean, there's just a lot of really good wide receivers now.
Yeah, it's a good
and more
point.
coming. Harrison would probably be an all-pro in 2 years.
Yep. There were 4 first-round wide receivers this year.
And every one of them's worth the money, though.
They all look
because this
good.
league is set up to pay the wide receivers because chicks dig the long ball.
Well,
it's true.
That's who these high-paid quarterbacks got to throw it to somebody.
Exactly. I mean, there's a reason behind this.
The guys who get paid going forward, guys who throw ball, guy who catch ball, guy who stops quarterback from throwing ball, guy who stops receiver from catching ball.
In that order.
It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. Actually, I think it's guy who throws ball, guy who stops guy from throwing the ball is number 2, and then guy who catches ball, then guy who stops guy from catching.
And that catching and stopping might flip here and there.
Yeah, but pass rushers, they get paid. But yeah, wide receivers it's become such a valuable position, and you've seen the decline of running back pay commensurate with it.
And it's odd. It's kind of like baseball when they change the stuffing and the stitching. They just decide, you know what, we're tired of home runs. We're gonna loosen up the ball, make it a little softer where nobody's gonna know. But
Tom Brady thought that, and then he got in trouble.
But the NFL, it's overt. I mean, the NFL told us, look, we are going to score a bunch of points. You better draft appropriately.
Yeah, and that's what the game is now.
And now you're in 8th grade, and you have a choice between, do you want to be a very athletic quarterback? Do you want to be a running back? Or do you want to be a wide receiver? Because in the 8th grade, right now, you can do all 3, and we'll just send you which way direction. If I'm a dad, go be a wide receiver, man.
Yeah.
You'll have a longer career. You won't get hit nearly as often, and you'll get paid more often.
Teams carry 7 or 8 of them.
Yes, you have more opportunity to do it.
Yep.
That's the position of high skill that I put my kid in right now.
I think so. Yeah, I have a kid who is about to start playing football, and I don't think he's going to be a skill player.
Teach him to hit somebody really hard and have some fun.
He is. I think he wants to play tight end, but I think he's going to end up being an offensive lineman.
And nothing wrong with that. Just enjoy the pain, I guess. I don't know, but I mean,
you know what? My brother played offensive line, and the reason why he did was because you know when you're going to get hit when you're an offensive lineman.
Truth.
like if you're a linebacker or you're a pass rusher and that guard pulls around, you don't see it coming. You get hit harder as a defender sometimes than as an offensive lineman.
In my very brief football experience that ended in the at the end of 8th grade, the hardest I ever was hit. The decleaters, they take you by surprise, but that wasn't the hardest hit. You just end up on the ground.
Yeah.
After it's those shots when you see the guy coming from 3 yards and you're both heading at each other, the Oklahoma drill kind of stuff. Dude, I was just not cut out for that.
That ain't your
That
life.
just was not my life.
Well, we'll see if it's my kid's life.
Yeah, man. I wish I was going through this all over again.
I think I'm gonna skip fall baseball and play football.
That's awesome.
It's like, all right, bub, you do what you want to do. Yeah, do your thing, man. Yeah, my older son tried football once. He played wide receiver, and he quickly realized, like, yeah, this is cutting into my baseball practice, and I'm gonna specialize.
I'm that guy that when they talked about, football makes men because of I quit because I hated two-a-days.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the coaches didn't mind that I quit. It wasn't like they begged me to stay.
Right.
Two-a-days were just awful. In August and San Antonio, you're walking back to your middle school and it's 90 degrees for your second practice of the day. And back then you didn't get water. I mean, it was
soft.
If parents had any idea what
Bear
was going
Bryant
on,
was your
man,
coach.
it was brutal.
Bear Bryant was coaching Rob in 7th grade.
Here, take a salt tablet and suck the dew off the grass.
You're
going to be all right.
you big baby. Yes, sir.
None of us got COVID. Not one of us.
That's right.
Because of what we went through.
That's
Eat
right.
the dirt.
All right. Let's hit a break. We've got some non-sports stuff to talk when we come back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Have you been and made your menu for barbecuing this weekend? We're midway through the summer high grilling season, and if you haven't experimented, now's the time. You got through the 4th. Now we just got to get ready for the last major at the end of the summer. So it's up to you, chefs, to find that perfect meal. And the perfect meal starts with great meat from Tri-County Meat Market. 2 locations waiting for you. The specials are going to be stacked deep. They're coming every week. And if you want to make sure you know what the specials are, get on their email list. Don't leave the store without getting that. While you're in the store, though, grab that 5 for $25 bag. That's always in play. 5 items, $25. I promise you, 2 meals in the bag. But for the holiday or for the weekend coming, do something special. Light that grill and put some of that prepared chicken breast. You know the ones I'm talking about, that's chicken bombs that are the size of a football. They've got them waiting on you right now. No work, no nothing. Get the grill hot, put that chicken on. You feed 2 or 3 people. If you're looking for hot dogs, house-made dogs, and of course their hamburger mixed with brisket is as good as you're going to find in San Antonio. And notice I haven't even begun to talk about their prime or better steaks. You're going to get the best quality in all of San Antonio waiting on you walk in the door. And if they don't have it cut, they're going to cut it for you. That's Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations. Head over to Ralph Fair if you haven't been out there. Pretty store over on Huebner. Either one waiting on you. Grab a rub, grab some good meat, go to Tri-County, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it was Day. It is the Texas A&M Aggies. Mike Elko will address the media at the SEC Media Day.
All the reaction from that, plus the Texans have started training camp. John McClain from HoustonTexans.com joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back-to-school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a card? please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start August 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
It's Jason and Joe from The Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join The Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
If you miss The Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
If I told you you could have Lori Markkinen right now, and you've got a 10% chance of Cooper Flagg, you're taking that 10%?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Didn't Atlanta win the pick last year?
They did.
So what are the chances of them repeating?
It's like Pledge landing a hot to a girl.
Exactly. There is no chance of that.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Right home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob and AJ, man, we're getting real close, Bubba. Real close to that Friday. I can smell it from here, girl. I can smell you. I can smell you, Friday.
Those are the last words before the restraining letter arrives.
That was before
the TRO arrived by hand with a.
No, that's before Hannibal Lecter killed multiple MiGs.
Oh,
come on.
Multiple MiGs. He was, he threw some stuff on it.
Yeah, he's a pig.
Made him eat his own tongue.
Florida man. What do you think Florida man's been up to?
Do you think you could have told this story without saying Florida man, and I would have figured out it was in Florida?
Probably. Okay. You know what? I didn't know this was a thing. Maybe it's just that you've lived in Florida.
I have been an inhabitant of the penile state, yes.
When you go to Walgreens or CVS here, do you notice something that's never in those places? Do you ever see the public bathroom?
Well, I've never. They do have one because most of those, don't they have like a nurse back there, like a minute clinic, a quack shack kind of place? Don't they have to have a bathroom if they have that?
I don't know.
For urinalysis?
I never see a public bathroom at these places.
I haven't looked, but I just assumed there was one.
Florida man went into Walgreens and apparently, I don't know if he fell asleep in the bathroom. I don't know if he was hiding in the bathroom. Guy's name is Christopher Morgan. Christopher Morgan set off the alarm at Walgreens at around 3 a.m.
Oh, so the place was closed.
The place closed at 10. He'd been in the bathroom. He entered the store's bathroom at 9:40 p.m.
Oh,
left. The security footage shows him leaving the bathroom at 2:42 a.m. He might have had Crohn's.
Well, we've all had bouts of intestinal distress.
That could be what it is. But if you spend 5 hours in the bathroom,
which I think I'm capable of if the Candy Crush game is rolling. You know what I mean?
You might want to be careful about what you're putting in your body. And he got out of the bathroom and got some chips and some spinach dip and some Reese's cups and some Ghirardelli chocolate, some Dr. Pepper.
Well, he was trapped. He was
a pack of Newports.
Trying to save his life.
Yeah.
He was trapped. He was behind locked doors. A man has to survive.
Once outside, they started to arrest him, and he's like,
"How do you get outside?"
Well, the cops.
Oh, they came.
The cops showed up.
Security thing went off. Okay, so they came to arrest him. Gotcha.
Once they began to arrest him, one officer said, "Is there anybody else at the building?" And he said, "I don't know. I came in here to use the bathroom
8 hours ago.
I don't like this guy super high, or my thought was maybe this was a mistake."
So he's saying like he lost time. He went into the bathroom, came out, everything was closed, but he was going to buy this anyway, so he's just taking it with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
I buy this.
He's got more than 2 convictions of petty theft anyway already. So that's why I was like,
well,
I said maybe this guy was so messed up he passed out in the bathroom and like just didn't know where he was. But
I think he's brilliant.
No, well, he went to jail, Rob. How brilliant.
But he got a free meal and a nap in a bathroom. Probably the cleanest bathroom you're going to find.
I got news. Once you get to jail, you get a free meal in a bathroom.
That's true. And clothes. They give you
clothes. New duds. Here's a move that you should not try. If you're getting disability benefits because you've got severe MS, you're getting this lady in Staffordshire, England, is getting £20,000 per year in medical benefits from the state, or from the Crown, I guess it is, because she's got severe multiple sclerosis.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. What you don't want to do, if that's the case, is post photos of you running a marathon on your Facebook page.
Well, I think the treatment's working.
Well, cool. We're going to cut off your payment now.
Well, why? Then I'm not going to be able to run the marathon. The treatment, the 20,000 pounds has gone to good use. I'm able to run a marathon. What's the problem? We should celebrate this.
Here's the thing.
Oh, there's a catch?
There's a catch. She said that her condition was so bad that she could barely walk. This was back in 2020 when she applied. However, she competed in 73 races beginning in May of 2019 before she applied for this disability.
Well,
so
I want to know, was there an interview process for this? Did she have to fake it? Or was she just going online like, I have MS?
I think
fill the boxes. Or did she have to like roll in a wheelchair and like, I mean, had anybody seen her previous to her getting the money? That's my question.
Well, so here's it. Yes, she's at the like there are photos of her.
So she's malingering. She was faking it.
Yes.
Like, out overtly. Okay.
And like doing the thing, like she did her neck thing like this.
One of them. All right.
And then the next photo over, which is like literally taken 3 or 4 days later from her Facebook page, is her like running on with her. Like, come on.
Well,
she went in.
What is the appropriate punishment for this?
I think she should have to pay everything back.
Well, that goes without saying. Got to pay it back, pay a fine. But no, I think the best punishments always involve some kind of shame. So what do we do for her? Confine her to it. You have to sit in a wheelchair for a month. You said you did. Here you go.
Yeah. Well, she said that she's found it hard. She said running was one of the ways she tried to manage her MS, and she's found it difficult to come to terms with her dishonesty.
So she has MS, just not severe.
She has very mild MS, apparently. Apparently, her lawyer says she did not experience a lavish lifestyle from the extra money, and her marriage broke down in 2020. She's been struggling to keep her head above water financially.
So theft was your answer, and you're justifying that.
I don't feel bad, honey.
I'm sorry your lawyer gave you a pretty poor argument. Well, she did it, but she didn't really mean it.
She's basically Walter White.
Well, no, here's the difference. Walter White, every decision he made, I would have done the same thing. You're like, well, I'd have done that too.
I would have never married Skylar.
Well, no, that was the mistake. But see, we weren't part of that part of the show. He'd already married her by the time we met her, but I'd have left that
the worst person.
Yes. But if you weren't going to leave, you would have reacted exactly like he did. Like, well, I guess I'm going to go cook some meth out in the middle of the desert with this kid.
I'd rather live with Omar from The Wire than Skylar from Breaking Bad. Like, I'd rather be roommates with Omar.
Omar you'd have been busy. He'd have turned you out.
Omar coming.
Look out, Omar coming. Well, look out, Skylar coming. I hated that. But that's the difference. I honestly tell you, Walter White at the beginning, I would have done everything he did.
Well, this girl, no, bad news. And finally, New Zealand. We'll go to New Zealand for our final non-sports story of the day.
Land of Mordor.
Yeah. You know how teens are. They're rambunctious. They're wild. They do things.
God bless them.
Did your kids ever get in any kind of real trouble when they were kids?
Nothing that couldn't or wasn't fixed.
What about yours, Vic?
Nah.
You guys ever get the call from the jailhouse? Nothing like that?
Nope.
My dad had to come get me out of jail once when I was in high school.
Jail, but close.
It happens.
Yeah, I mean, you sow your wild oats.
Well, these rambunctious teens said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to break into a racetrack that's closed and
I'm in. So
we're going to wander around. Like, imagine going to Retama when it's closed, which I've been there when, like, me and, we're the only ones there setting up to do a broadcast and you can't even buy a freaking beer. But now imagine doing it like, when
they break in and they're not harming anything. They're just roaming the racetrack.
Yes. Okay. But presumably they were up to no good. However, the bad thing that happened was they're all between 15 and 16 years old. What was happening while the racetrack was closed was the police had taken it over to use as a course for their dog training.
I'm sensing a karmic event.
There was real life
OJT
situation. Exactly. This was realism for our dog handlers. Great news.
Night, and they passed with flying
colors. My dog got an A+.
Now we're going to face a couple of lawsuits because we attacked some kids.
Well, they were breaking and entering. Can't break in.
I'm not even sure that's illegal anymore.
Listen, man, this is New Zealand.
I think you can take what you want there.
You're safer in jail than you are out with all those spiders and dingoes and stuff. You want a dingo attacking you? That happens every day in New Zealand.
Just walking to the store.
Yeah. It's like people talk about gang violence here. I got news. Dingo violence is at an all-time high in New Zealand.
You don't want to go down there.
No.
The Kiwis.
Koala bears look friendly. I got news for you, Bubba.
Sons of bitches.
They pluck your eyes out when you sleep. Scary world, but yeah, not the best ending.
Did the kids get injured?
No, they didn't get. They didn't get. They got really, really, really scared.
Well, okay. They won't do that again.
Yeah, I think they learned a hard lesson, Rob.
So there's horse racing in New Zealand.
I don't know. They go do
they run the other way?
They do. They run the opposite way. The track goes.
Are they on kangaroos? Or are they racing kangaroos?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Or wallabies. Does New Zealand have kangaroos?
Of course they do. Why wouldn't they?
I don't think they have kangaroos. Maybe they do.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Imported out of Australia?
I mean, maybe.
Or do they have their own version of kangaroos? Because it's a different island, and don't mistake a Kiwi for an Aussie.
Oh no, they don't like
Kiwis. The Aussies don't necessarily mind, but the Kiwis do not like to be called Aussies.
Oh, there's no wild populations of kangaroos.
I didn't think so.
That's weird.
They were there. They were imported. That's why you would want to race them.
But what about dingoes?
They eat your baby.
Exactly. Dingo ate my baby. All right. Let's take our last break of Thursday, Rob.
I'm going to limber up. I'm going to stretch out. I'm going to be ready. I won't pull a hammy today.
Crack your neck a little.
No, I'm going to be ready.
Vic, you got big plans for tonight?
Nah. Nah, my wife's sick, so I'm stuck taking care
She
of her.
got the Rona like Joe Biden?
Got the Ronas.
No, she's got the runs.
Oh, like
we
Rob
all
Thompson.
deal with a bit
there's
of
something going around
distress in our lives.
Yeah, she's got the same symptoms as Rob.
And that guy from the Walgreens in Florida.
See?
Yeah, see? It's coming
It's
around.
going around.
It's the new Rona.
Oh. Man,
You
the new
better
Rona
be-
just
you're
makes you
gonna be
poop for
running.
5 hours.
You're going to be running, I can tell you that.
Oh, they call it, it's the running.
The runnings.
Yeah. The runs in 19.
Which reminds me, I've got to go.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll take a break
I'll be
right now.
I got
Daily Line's coming up. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Star. Despite 3 12-win seasons, the pressure is on Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy for a championship as he heads into the final year of his deal. San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Cowboys Training Camp, brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, begins Monday morning, July 29th.
Hit anything that moves. We're playmakers, man.
South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
You're going to do your strip club DJ. Introduce whoever you feel.
High C to the side stage.
High C.
Yeah, she had 9 feet of legs, and that C was high. I'm not proud.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Staples' proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable, available where fuel additives are sold.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 3rd from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children. Only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palapas, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's get wild. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's get wild. What was that? Quit screwing up back there, Vic. Or was that Edwin? Let's blame Edwin. What's he even do in that other room?
I don't know, but he's busy. I don't want to interrupt him.
Come on.
There's movement activity going on in there.
The Open Championship, the 152nd Open Championship is underway at Royal Troon Golf Course in Troon, Scotland.
Weather's supposed to be bad this week.
Previous winner was Brian Harmon. Round 1 today. Got started middle of the night.
I don't know how they play at night.
The leader, American. Now, the first round's not over yet, but the current leader, Justin Thomas.
Did he bring his wife?
I don't know. 3 under par, and he's finished for the day. He's in the clubhouse with a 68. So just 1 short of 69, which is where almost, I don't know, a handful of people. Russell Henley, Alex Noren, Nikolai Hogard, Justin Rose, and Sepp Straka all had a really nice day with 69. Adam Scott, Matt Wallace, Chris Kirk, Jason Day, and Tiger Woods.
Oh, you're saying there's a
Are
chance.
T7 at 1 under. Now, Adam Scott's 1 under through 18. He's finished. He's in the clubhouse. Tiger Woods 1 under through 3. So we're saying right now, Tiger's on pace to go 6 under. If he just gets 1 birdie every 3 holes, he's going to finish 6 under, which would give him a 3-stroke lead in this tournament.
I think it's going to happen.
Could very well happen. Other notable names that are going today: Xander Schauffele, even through 3 holes. Jordan Spieth just teed off. He parred the first hole, so not a lot of action there. Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler, and Patrick Cantlay, and Dustin Johnson, all +1 right now, albeit early for all of those guys. You go little ways down the list, and you find Bryson DeChambeau.
He started slow.
Well, he was 5 over through 7 holes, I think.
A little slow.
He finished the round 5 over. So
he
he
started
is
slow and stayed slow.
T97. That's not real good. But he's better than John Daly. John Daly, 11 over par through his first round, finished his first round. I don't think John Daly's going to make the cut, unfortunately.
I'm just glad he made it through customs.
But of the top dogs, remember who Will Doctor said he's out on this week? He said, you want to take a shot with any of the top dogs, go for it, except for Rory McIlroy. 7 over round 1 in the clubhouse. He's done for the day. 7 over, tied for 125th. Woof. There's amateurs that were better than Rory today. What a loser.
You can't go anywhere but up.
I guess I'll tell you what, Tiger Woods ain't going to put up no 7 over.
Going 7 under on a Friday at the Open and you're only even.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. But I mean, listen, I probably would have shot. I probably would have shot a 72 today.
I'm good in the wind.
I don't like to brag, but I don't think I would have been, a 68 like Justin Thomas. But I think a 72. That's where I picture myself after first day, given the course conditions, obviously. But that's where Brooks Koepka is, by the way. He's at 1 over. That's where I think that's where I would have been. But there you go. There's the latest on your Open Championship. Again,
who's got the coverage? Is CBS have this?
I think so. I think they always do.
Yeah.
But I mean,
is Nance doing it?
I thought he retired.
I don't know. Does he just do golf? Will he come back for the Open?
I would imagine they have a Brit doing this one. They wouldn't have an American come over and voice their tournament.
Well, they have their own Brits.
Well, I think they make us listen to Brit. Like that's the rule.
We have to do their coverage.
That's the rule. Yeah, you think they have a British guy announcing the Masters?
No, that's ours.
Right. They have to listen to that in Britain.
Right. And I would think that they might have their own British coverage there at the Masters.
Hey, he was talking about the weather looking bad at Royal Troon. He wasn't talking about here.
Is that real?
No, I was looking here. Yeah.
Am I looking at our radar?
Yeah. That's why I was looking it up. I was.
Yeah,
we got a big.
You better batten down the hatches. We got a storm coming our way.
That's not hitting us. Which way is that going? Make it a live action.
That goes south.
Press play. No, that's going away.
No, it's coming to us, man.
Oh, damn it.
That's a big long line of red.
When's that getting here?
Oh, well,
probably by 11.
By the time we walk out the door.
Nah, look at it's
11ish, maybe noon.
Oh yeah, here we go. Now it's on us. Yeah, damn it.
Hey, I look at that as prime nap.
That's
territory.
true. That means there won't be any construction on the Chick-fil-A.
Those guys are going to have to lay in.
Take the day off, bub.
Pour that concrete and go home.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look
Holy
at
cow.
the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We thought it was thin before. There ain't nothing going on now, Bubba.
Absolutely nothing. Now,
no baseball. How
are you on tennis? You feeling comfortable with tennis?
No.
You like the Trungaletti Rune matchup?
No.
Or maybe the Zverev Gustin matchup?
Here's where I'm looking. Live odds on the U.S. Open.
We got some daily props we can jump on, but they're almost done.
No, not really. A lot of these guys are just getting started. But Scotty Scheffler, who was plus 650 to start the tournament, is now plus 450. You know why?
Worry?
Because the number 2 guy is not even. I don't even know if he's on the board anymore to win. Let me see. Oh yeah, Rory is now 110-1 to win the tournament. He was plus 700 at the start. Now imagine you're like, oh, I got my plus 700 ticket. I got 7-1 on Rory to win, and then after a day, you might as well light that thing on fire, Bubba. Rory is now 9-1 to finish top 20 in the tournament. That is dead.
We haven't really talked about where Rory finds himself in his career right now. I mean, he's been kind of a joke, but are we seeing, is it over? Next time we'll talk about Rory is when he's playing on the senior tour.
Remember
like Surly Monty.
Like he didn't get divorced, which was like everyone, he's going through a divorce. Then they're like, no, it all worked out. And then he almost won the U.S. Open and blew it.
And got back together.
Do you think that U.S. Open like crippled him permanently? Like, is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that over the years, Rory has had more than one issue, and it's always been kind of the mental side. You know, he doesn't adapt well to pressures away from the course. This is just another in a series of things. You know, as his dad, and then the wife, and then there was the live thing. I've always been a guy who watched Rory. I've never been a fan because there's always some kind of turmoil going on around him.
Well, this ain't gonna help. Shoot 7 over in round 1 ain't gonna help.
At home, basically.
You know what? So I mean, listen. So far, Will was right on because he was like, avoid Rory. There's too much bad juju around him. Avoid Bryson. Too much bad juju around him. 5 over and 7 over. I mean, it was really the only 2 top name dudes that he was like, stay away from.
Where's our Tech Red Raider?
Ludwig
Ahlberg.
Ludwig Ahlberg is where are you at, Ludwig? He is 3 over, finished 3 over on the day.
See, I kind of need him to play.
He's
involved in a fair amount of my plays.
Dude, 3 over ain't bad. That's T76. He's right in the thick of things. I think you're gonna have days, and especially like you said, the weather's supposed to get worse as the day goes on there. If you shot 3 over on the morning group, you're probably going to shoot 5 over in the afternoon. So these guys who are done with their rounds are probably glad to be done with their rounds. Besides Rory, because if you shoot 7 over, it doesn't really matter what time of day it is. You're screwed anyway. But yeah, he's doing okay. Who else did we have? Who else were we invested in?
Oh, let's see here. Let me pull up my my long line of guys. Alberg was the guy that's going to play a fair amount. We have one other Euro on the list in the top 10, but it's the usual suspects for most of mine.
I've got a team. I've got Scotty Scheffler, who I'm just hoping.
Would you take him versus the field?
No,
okay.
No. But so this pool that I'm in, you get one guy at 6 different tiers. So there's like groups of 10 for the first 3 tiers, and there's like groups of 20 for the next 2, and then there's a group of all the rest of the guys.
Right.
So I've got Scheffler, who is obviously the assumption is he's going to be in it at the end of the day, but right now he's 1 over par through 2 holes. I took a guy named Sahith Theegala. Huge mistake. He sucks. I'd never heard of him, but he is 6 over, barely better than Rory. Brian Harmon, who won last year, I was like, oh, why not? Let's see it again. 2 over. Again, I'll take that. Sepp Straka is 2 under. That's my golden boy right now. Jason Day, 1 under. Pretty damn good. And Keegan Bradley.
I needed Keegan. Where are we at?
We're 3 over with him.
I got
too.
him at plus 500 in the top 20. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Where's Robert McIntyre sitting as, or Bobby M, as we call him?
Robert McIntyre.
Bobby Mac.
1 over par. He's finished for the day. Tied 34.
I need him in the top 5. Win a lot of money on this one.
You got time, Bubba. You got time. And he's in Scotland. He's got a lot more left in him.
Bobby Mac, let's do it.
He'll fight to the end.
Is he a Peaky Blinder?
No, he's a Scotsman.
Oh.
He's a Scotsman. So there you go. There's I guess that's your latest update on that. But if you want to bet on it, the Robert McIntyre now, what do you have him at to finish top 5?
Top 5, I got plus 650.
You're in good shape. Oh, no, you're not. Never mind.
No, I'm not.
No.
But it's early.
Yeah, right now he'd be plus 750. So the odds have jumped a little bit, but that's not too bad. You're okay. There's no need to panic yet. But Xander Schauffele is now your second favorite at 7-1. Justin Thomas 10-1.
I got him at plus 300 in the top 5 for Xander.
Xander for the top 5 now is plus 170.
Yeah, baby, so get there early.
That's called closing line value in the business, Rob. Colin Morikawa now 14-1.
He's dead to me.
And Alex Noren, who's a made-up person but is second on the leaderboard right now, is 16-1. So
stay up all night tonight.
Yeah, if you're up for things like that.
It's on USA, and you can, or Peacock.
Did you say USA?
I think. Everybody stand up.
I think anytime we mention USA, this is appropriate.
You know, the Olympics are going to be a tough 2 weeks.
Oh, they're going to be tough for you if you don't like this song.
A tough one. Oh. It gets worse every time you play it. It doesn't. It never gets better. It never gets easier.
I was drunk. Give me a break.
You just pick up different nuances every time you hear it. Like her desperate attempt to bring it back there at the end, to try to squeeze out just one good note.
Hey, do you know where Walton County, Florida is?
Why is that a fun place to be? Or
no, there's another Florida man story. A county commissioner in Florida, Walton County.
Oh, that's Destin. They're up there. They're in the Panhandle.
Okay,
white sandy beaches and hillbillies.
Like it's close to Panama City, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of.
Okay. The county commissioner is trying to be reelected. Unfortunately, he did something on his work phone that when you do things on government issued phones, they are subject to being brought out in like the Information Act. You can
ask Hugh Freeze. He knows things like that.
Yeah, so people can file public records requests and get like your texts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a guy who sends group texts talking about how many N-words are in your county right now, and you send memes of Chris Tucker and Ice Cube from Friday, and call them monkeys at the circus.
I don't think you're long for your
I
job.
don't think you're going to get reelected, friend.
Certainly not going to get any new votes.
I don't think so. I think I think his political career may be in real danger.
So this fool, this bigot,
was
gets elected
on his government phone. I don't know who's in the group chat. Probably other politicians. What a dope.
So and he thought he was going to get away with this. If he did this, there's something else out there. Let me tell you.
Sure.
We're just scratching the surface. This is the basic stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this guy makes John Gruden look like Mother Teresa.
Football's meritocracy. So is politics.
Oh, boy. Yeah. And the county apologized for his conduct.
They should.
They don't condone that type of behavior. So I guess that's good. They didn't condone it, but he is trying to be reelected.
Well, never discount the ego of a politician.
Yeah.
Bob Menendez, the dude that just got convicted on all counts of taking gold coins from the Egyptians. I mean, he convicted, came out and said, I think I'm going to run again as an independent. I've been railroaded.
Yeah. Well, this guy had a sexual harassment lawsuit.
Well,
and he was found to have misused taxpayer money. He was also, he was using the company's credit card and for personal travel, expensive lodging and flights during business trips, and failed to disclose those expenses.
I think he's acting like he's a elected Texas official. He sounds like one of our senators.
I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be reelected. So there you go. That's what's going on in Florida.
They elected him
these days.
Just you don't know who's electing him. He might be just like them that's voting.
Well, Rob, we've made it.
Almost to Friday. It's still small, but we're almost there.
We're 80% of the way there. Almost the same as Bronny James' 3-point percentage in Summer League. 80%. Almost.
If you do that kind of math. Which he would be able to do if he'd have stayed in college.
We all went to college for math.
According to his collegiate time spent at the University of Spoiled Children.
That's right.
Those 3 months, those heavy.
But here's the promise I'm going to make you, the people. And I won't go back on this promise. We're going to do this show tomorrow. And
probably better than today.
You know what? I think it will be.
We're endeavoring.
We'll do our best anyway. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Sometimes your phone breaks.